His hand closes around my throat in the dim VIP room, not choking but claiming, and I should push him away. I've built my entire career destroying men like him. But my breath hitches, my pulse races beneath his palm, and when his lips brush my ear whispering, "You're mine, prosecutor." Something inside me I didn't know existed shatters wide open, and I realize with terrifying clarity that this man, this beautiful, dangerous criminal I'm supposed to put behind bars, might be the only person who's ever truly seen me. Welcome to Ebony and Soul, besties. Please like, share, and subscribe. The courtroom is silent except for my heels clicking against marble as I approach the bench. Every eye follows me. They always do. Not because I'm beautiful, though I know the power of my curves in this tailored black suit. The way my natural hair frames my face in a crown of coils I refuse to straighten for anyone's comfort. They watch because in 3 years as a prosecutor in Seoul, I've never lost a case. Until today. The defendant will rise, Judge Kim announces in Korean, and across the room he stands. I am Im Woo-jin. Even now, knowing what's coming, my body reacts. 6'2" of lethal grace in a Tom Ford suit that probably costs more than my monthly salary. Sharp jawline, dark eyes that miss nothing, black hair styled with casual perfection. He looks like he walked off a magazine cover, not out of a crime syndicate that's corrupted half of Gangnam. Our eyes meet. He smiles. Not the charming smile he gives cameras. This one is private, intimate, meant only for me, a predator who's spotted his prey and is simply waiting for the right moment to strike. I force myself to look away, focusing on Judge Kim as he reads the verdict. But I already know. The evidence I spent 6 months collecting, the witnesses I personally protected, the testimony I extracted from his former accountant, all of it dismissed on technicalities my own colleague mysteriously filed this morning. Not guilty on all charges. The courtroom erupts. Reporters surge forward. Woo-jin's lawyers shake hands, already spinning statements for the cameras waiting outside. And through it all, he doesn't move. Just keeps watching me with those dark, knowing eyes. My phone vibrates. A text from an unknown number, the rooftop bar at Hotel Schille. 10 p.m. Come alone, Chioma. I should delete it, report it. This is witness tampering, obstruction of justice, a dozen violations I could charge him with. Instead, I save the number. You're making a mistake, my colleague Detective Park says as I pack my briefcase. The courtroom has emptied, leaving just us and the echo of my failure. Going after I Im Woo-jin again will destroy your career. He murdered 3 people, Minjun. I snap my briefcase closed harder than necessary. I had him. You had circumstantial evidence and witnesses who recanted. You know how his organization works. They own people. Judges, cops, politicians. Park lowers his voice, glancing toward the door. Maybe even people in our own office. The implication hangs between us. Someone fed Woo-jin's team our case strategy. Someone with access to sealed evidence and witness locations. Are you saying I should just let him walk? I'm saying pick your battles. I Im Woo-jin has never been convicted of anything. His father built an empire that looks legitimate on paper. Luxury hotels, import-export businesses, real estate development. Proving their fronts for arms dealing and money laundering is my job. I shoulder my bag, heading for the door, and I'm very good at my job. Park catches my arm. His grip is gentle but urgent. Chioma, please. I've seen prosecutors go after the IM family before. They either end up discredited, disappeared, or dead. You're brilliant, you're talented, you have a future. I didn't move 7,000 miles from Lagos to play it safe. I pull free and walk out, trying not to think about how right he might be. The problem with hatting I Im Woo-jin is that it requires thinking about him constantly. And thinking about him means remembering. 9 months ago, before I knew who he was, before his file landed on my desk with photos of crime scenes and coded financial transactions, before everything, I met him at a charity gala. I'd gone alone, representing the prosecutor's office at some overcrowded event for Seoul's elite. My dress was too tight, my Korean still halting despite months of intensive study, and I was counting down minutes until I could politely leave when he appeared beside me at the bar. "You look like you'd rather be anywhere else," he said in perfect English, his accent barely noticeable. I'd turned, ready with a polite dismissal, and forgotten every word. He was devastating up close. Not just handsome, Seoul was full of handsome men, but magnetic in a way that felt almost dangerous, like standing too close to a live wire. "I don't do well at parties," I admitted, unsure why I was being honest. "Neither do I," his smile was warm, real. "I'm Woo-jin." "Chioma. Beautiful name, Nigerian. You know your West African names." "I know a lot of things." He signaled the bartender, ordered something in rapid Korean, then switched back to English. "But I'd rather know about you. What brings a Nigerian woman to Seoul?" I should have been more careful. Should have recognized the calculation behind his charm, the way he studied me like I was a puzzle to solve. But his attention felt intoxicating after months of being the outsider, the foreign prosecutor, the black woman in a homogenous system that didn't quite know what to do with me. We talked for 2 hours. He made me laugh, actually laugh, something I hadn't done since arriving in Korea. Asked questions about Lagos, my family, my work. Listened like every word mattered. When his hand brushed mine reaching for a drink, electricity shot up my arm. "Have dinner with me," he said as the gala wound down. "I don't even know your last name." I am Woo-jin." He handed me a business card. "I own hotels, boring corporate stuff, but I promise I'm more interesting over dinner." I took the card, started to say yes. Then my phone rang, my boss calling about a new case. A major case. High-profile defendant, organized crime connections, trial scheduled for 6 months out. "I have to go," I told Woo-jin, genuinely disappointed. "Work emergency." The life of a prosecutor. His smile didn't quite reach his eyes anymore. "I understand, but Chioma," he caught my hand as I turned to leave. "When you realize what they've asked you to do, remember this moment. Remember that I gave you a choice." I didn't understand then. 2 days later, when his file landed on my desk, and I saw his face staring back from crime scene photos and surveillance images, I understood perfectly. He'd known exactly who I was. And he'd played me anyway. I tell myself I'm going to the Hotel Shilla to arrest him, gather evidence, record our conversation, build a new case. I tell myself this has nothing to do with the way my pulse quickens as I ride the elevator to the rooftop bar, or how I checked my reflection 3 times before leaving my apartment, or why I'm wearing the emerald dress that hugs every curve instead of my usual professional armor. The elevator doors open. The bar is closed, completely empty except for him. Woo-jin stands at the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Seoul's glittering skyline, backlit by the city lights. He's shed his suit jacket, rolled his sleeves to reveal forearms that shouldn't be as distracting as they are. A bottle of wine sits open on the table behind him, 2 glasses already poured. "You came," he says without turning around. "You summoned." "I invited." Now he turns, and the full force of his attention lands on me like a physical thing. His eyes trail down my body, slow, deliberate, possessive. "You look incredible." "This isn't a date, Woo-jin. You texted me after I lost the biggest case of my career. A case you." "One, yes." He crosses to the table, picks up both wine glasses, and walks toward me. "Legally, publicly, completely above board." "You bribed someone in my office." "Did I?" He offers me a glass. I don't take it. "Or did your case simply fall apart because it was built on circumstantial evidence and witness testimony that couldn't withstand scrutiny?" "Your accountant was going to testify that you." "My accountant is currently living comfortably in Singapore with enough money to retire. He recanted because he lied, Chioma. People lie, especially when they're facing prison time themselves and looking for deals." The way he says my name, like he's tasting it, savoring it, makes my skin feel too tight. "Why am I here?" "Because you're brilliant and stubborn and you won't let this go." He sets both glasses down on a nearby table, then moves closer. Too close. I can smell his cologne, something expensive and woodsy that makes me want to lean in. Because you'll spend the next year of your life trying to destroy me, and I'd rather spend that year doing something more productive. What are you offering? A bribe? A truce? Another step closer. You stop trying to put me in prison. I stop making your life difficult. We both walk away. I laugh, sharp, bitter. You think I'm that easy to buy off? No, I think you're impossible. His voice drops lower, intimate. Which is why I can't stop thinking about you. The confession hits like a punch to the chest. 9 months, he continues, and now he's close enough that I have to tilt my head back to meet his eyes. 9 months since that gala. Since I held your hand and wondered what it would feel like to hold all of you. Since you walked away and I realized I'd just met the only woman in Seoul who could actually destroy me. Then you should have stayed away. I tried. His hand comes up, fingers brushing my cheek so gently it's almost unbearable. Fired my investigators when they brought me your file. Told myself you were off limits, dangerous, wrong for me in every possible way. And then you walked into that courtroom and I knew I was finished. I should move, step back, slap his hand away. Instead, I stand frozen as his thumb traces my jaw, my racing pulse, the column of my throat. You hate me, he murmurs. Yes. Good, hate me, Chioma, prosecute me. Spend every waking moment trying to put me behind bars. His other hand settles on my waist, pulling me closer until our bodies almost touch. But stop pretending you don't feel this. Feel what? This. He closes the last inch between us, and suddenly we're pressed together, chest to chest, his thigh between mine, every point of contact burning. Tell me you don't think about that night, about what would have happened if you'd said yes to dinner. I can't breathe. Can't think. His hand slides up my back, fingers tangling in my hair, and I should stop this, I should. I would have taken you somewhere quiet, he whispers against my ear, and oh God, my knees actually weaken. Fed you something decadent, made you laugh until you forgot about work, about duty, about everything except how good we felt together. And then, his lips brush my neck, barely a kiss, and I bite back a sound I absolutely cannot make. Then I would have brought you back to my penthouse and spent the entire night learning exactly what makes you fall apart. Woo-jin. Say it again. What? My name. His nose traces up my neck to my ear. Say it like you did that night, like I'm not a criminal, like I'm just a man who wants you so badly he can barely think straight. This is insane. This is career suicide. This is. We can't, I manage, but my hands have somehow found his chest, feeling his heart pound as hard as mine. Why not? Because you're a criminal, and I'm a prosecutor, and this is inevitable. He pulls back just enough to look at me, and what I see in his eyes steals my breath. Not just desire, something deeper, darker. I've done terrible things, Chioma, things you're right to hate me for, but this, his hand covers mine on his chest. This is real, and I'm done pretending otherwise. You're offering me what? A relationship, while I actively try to send you to prison. I'm offering you honesty, transparency, a chance to see who I really am instead of who you think I am. His smile is crooked, almost vulnerable. Prosecute me with everything you have. I'll even help, give you access to my businesses, my books, my properties. Prove whatever you can prove, but do it knowing exactly who you're trying to destroy. That's insane. Yes. You'd give me evidence against yourself. I'd give you the truth. What you do with it is your choice. His thumb strokes my cheek again. But I want you to make that choice knowing me, not the monster in your files, me. I should run. Every instinct I have screams danger. But I don't move. Because underneath the warning bells and professional ethics and common sense, something else is screaming louder, that he's right. That whatever this is between us, this magnetic, impossible pull, isn't going away. 1 month, I hear myself say. What? Give me 1 month, full access to everything you promised. If I can't find enough evidence to convict you, I'll drop the case. The lie tastes bitter but necessary. I'll never stop hunting him, but I need this access. If I do find evidence, I'll confess. His smile widens. Deal. We shake hands like civilized people making a business arrangement. But the moment our palms touch, heat explodes through me. He doesn't let go. Starting tomorrow, he says. Tonight, you're just a beautiful woman who came to meet me. Not a prosecutor, not an enemy, just Chioma. And what are you? Just Woo-jin. He raises our joined hands to his lips, pressing a kiss to my knuckles that makes my breath catch. The man who's going to prove you wrong about everything. I don't remember leaving. Don't remember the elevator ride down, or the taxi home, or unlocking my apartment door. I only remember his hands on my skin, his voice in my ear, the weight of his confession settling over me like a second skin. My phone buzzes as I'm getting ready for bed. Sleep well, prosecutor. Tomorrow I show you my world. I should block the number. Delete the message. Instead, I save it. And lie awake until dawn, hatting myself for wanting tomorrow to come. His driver picks me up at 8 a.m. in a black Mercedes that probably costs more than my yearly salary. Miss Ola, the driver says in careful English. Mister, I am asked me to bring you to the headquarters. Im International occupies 15 floors of one of Gangnam's most expensive buildings. I've seen the financials, legitimate businesses generating billions annually. Hotels, restaurants, import-export, real estate development, venture capital, all perfectly legal on paper. But I've also seen the classified reports, money laundering, arms dealing, protection rackets, a criminal empire masquerading as corporate success. The elevator takes me directly to the top floor. Woo-jin waits in his office. Floor-to-ceiling windows, minimalist design, original artwork worth more than most people's homes. He's on the phone speaking rapid Korean, but when he sees me, he immediately ends the call. Chioma, he crosses to me and I tense, expecting what? A kiss, an embrace. Instead, he hands me a tablet. Complete access, he says. Every financial record, every property deed, every employee file. Ask anything. Go anywhere. I've instructed my entire staff to cooperate fully. I take the tablet stunned. You're serious? Completely. He gestures to a desk near the windows, already set up with a computer, files, everything I'd need for a full investigation. This is your office for the next month. My assistant will get you anything you need. Coffee, lunch, whatever. Why? Because I want you to see the truth. He leans against his desk, arms crossed, watching me with an intensity that makes my skin prickle. And because having you close is the only way I stay sane. I don't know how to respond to that. I have conditions, I finally say. Of course you do. I work alone. No interference, no accidentally steering me toward or away from anything. Complete autonomy. Agreed. And this, I gesture between us. Whatever this is, it stops professional boundaries. No touching, no, whatever last night was. His smile is slow, dangerous. Are you setting that boundary for me or for yourself? Both. Then I'll try. He pushes off the desk, moving toward me until we're inches apart. But Chioma, you should know, I've never been good at following rules. His hand reaches up, and I think he's going to touch me, but instead he just points to the tablet. Start with the hotel acquisitions from 2019. That's what you think is money laundering, right? Follow that thread, see where it leads. Then he walks past me toward the door. Where are you going? Meetings, I still have a company to run. He pauses at the threshold, looking back. But I'll be thinking about you every minute, wondering if you found something to condemn me with yet. He leaves. I stand alone in his office, surrounded by evidence I've spent months trying to legally obtain, and wonder what kind of trap I've just walked into. Then I open the first file and get to work. 3 hours later, I've found nothing. Well, nothing provable. The hotel acquisitions are suspicious, properties purchased through shell companies, prices that don't quite match market value, timing that coincides with known arms shipments. But the paper trail is immaculate. Every transaction documented, every tax return filed, every regulation followed to the letter. If it's money laundering, it's the cleanest operation I've ever seen. Finding anything interesting? I jump. Woo-jin stands in the doorway holding 2 cups of coffee. I didn't even hear him return. That depends on your definition of interesting. I accept the coffee he offers, exactly how I like it, which means he's been paying attention. Your accountants are very thorough. The best money can buy. He settles into the chair across from my temporary desk. But that's not what you mean. The Monaco property, purchased 3 days before a known arms dealer was arrested in Nice. The Dubai hotel, bought through a Cayman Islands shell corporation the same week North Korean sanctions were imposed. The coincidences. His voice is calm, but his eyes are sharp. You think I'm using property acquisitions to move illegal funds. I know you are, I just can't prove it. Then maybe I'm not. I set down my coffee, meeting his gaze directly. Don't insult my intelligence. I wouldn't dream of it. He leans back, studying me. Tell me something, Chioma. If I am everything you think I am, criminal, murderer, monster, why are you sitting in my office drinking coffee instead of arresting me? Because I don't have evidence. You have suspicions, theories, pattern recognition that's probably accurate. He leans forward. But you won't move without proof because you're not just a prosecutor. You're an idealist. You believe in justice, in doing things the right way, in truth mattering more than expedience. And you're a cynic who thinks the ends justify the means. No, his voice drops. I'm a realist who understands that the world isn't fair. Justice is a luxury most people can't afford, and sometimes the only way to protect what matters is to become the monster everyone fears. The sudden rawness in his tone catches me off guard. What are you protecting? That's what you have a month to find out. He stands, buttoning his suit jacket. Dinner tonight, my penthouse, I'll cook. I said professional boundaries. You said no touching. I can feed you and talk to you without crossing that line. His smile is challenging. Unless you don't trust yourself. I trust myself fine. Then 8 p.m., my driver will bring you. He heads for the door again, then pauses. Oh, and Chioma, the Monaco property? Check the purchase date against the charity gala we met at. You might find that timing interesting too. He leaves. I immediately pull up the Monaco files. The purchase was finalized the morning after the gala. The same morning, I got his case file. The same morning, he knew I was about to become his enemy. He bought a multi-million-dollar property as what? A gesture, a statement. My phone buzzes. You're beautiful when you're confused. W. I look up sharply. Through the glass walls of his office across the hall, Woo-jin stands watching me, phone in hand, that infuriating smile on his face. I type back, stop watching me and do your job. You are my job now. Everything else is just distraction. My heart does something complicated in my chest. I force myself to look away, back to the files, back to evidence and facts and things I can prove. But I feel his eyes on me for the rest of the day. And I hate how much I like it. His penthouse is in Hanam-dong, the most expensive neighborhood in Seoul. I tell myself I'm only coming for the investigation, to see how he lives, what he surrounds himself with, what secrets his private space might reveal. I definitely don't spend an hour choosing my outfit. The emerald dress from last night feels too intimate, so I go with black slacks and a silk blouse, professional enough to maintain boundaries, fitted enough that I don't feel shapeless. His driver collects me at 7:30. The penthouse takes up the entire top floor. When the elevator doors open directly into his foyer, I forget to breathe. Floor-to-ceiling windows showcase Seoul's skyline from every angle. The decor is minimalist but warm, dark wood, soft lighting, original art that belongs in museums. Everything is immaculate but lived in, comfortable rather than sterile. And in the open kitchen, wearing jeans and a casual shirt with his sleeves rolled up, Im Woo-jin is cooking. You actually cook. I can't hide my surprise. Don't sound so shocked. He grins, stirring something that smells incredible. I lived alone in Paris for 3 years during business school. It was either learn to cook or eat expensive garbage every night. You went to school in Paris. HEC Paris MBA. He pulls wine from the fridge, white, already chilled. Speak French fluently. Also Italian, Mandarin, and obviously Korean and English. Pour us both a glass. This needs 10 more minutes. I move into his space, hyper-aware of how domestic this feels. How easy. Like we're a couple, not opposing forces in a legal war. You're trying to humanize yourself, I say, pouring wine. I'm trying to feed you. The humanization is a side effect. He accepts his glass, and our fingers brush. Neither of us pulls away. How was your first day investigating me? Frustrating. Everything looks legitimate. Maybe it is. We both know it's not. Do we? He turns back to the stove, but his voice carries clearly. Tell me, prosecutor, if someone grows up in a family business, inherits it, modernizes it, makes it profitable, are they guilty of their father's sins? If they continue those sins, yes. And if they're trying to change things, slowly, carefully, so they don't get themselves killed by the people who profit from the old ways. I freeze. What are you saying? I'm saying the world isn't black and white. My father built an empire on blood and fear. When he died 3 years ago, I inherited that empire and a choice. Burn it down and watch everyone who depends on it suffer, or transform it into something legitimate. He plates the food, some kind of pasta with seafood that looks restaurant quality. Guess which option keeps me alive longer. You're claiming you're trying to go legitimate. I'm claiming I'm trying to survive. He carries both plates to the dining table. The hotel acquisitions you're investigating, they're not money laundering. They're investments. Real businesses generating real revenue that I'm using to phase out the illegal operations my father ran. Phase out, not end. You can't just flip a switch, Chioma. The people who worked for my father, arms dealers, smugglers, corrupt officials, they don't retire peacefully. They have to be managed, transitioned, sometimes bought off, sometimes eliminated. Eliminated. I told you I've done terrible things. He sits, meeting my eyes across the table. But I'm trying to do better, and I need time to finish what I started before someone like you, with your impressive conviction rate and absolute faith in the system, destroys everything and gets a lot of people killed in the process. I sink into my chair, mind reeling. You expect me to believe you're some kind of reluctant crime lord. I expect you to investigate, look at my father's operations versus mine, check the number of violent incidents in our territory, down 70% in 3 years. Track the revenue sources, legal income up, illegal down. Interview people who work for me. I've tripled salaries, added benefits, created legitimate job paths. He picks up his fork. Or don't believe me, prove I'm lying, that's why you're here. The food is incredible. I hate that it's incredible. Hate that his story makes sense. Hate that I want to believe him. Why tell me this? I ask between bites. Why not just let me investigate blindly? Because you'll find evidence of crimes eventually. My hands aren't clean, Chioma. I've killed people, ordered deaths, protected criminals, all in service of keeping this transition moving forward, but the law doesn't care about context. He sets down his fork, leaning forward. When you find that evidence, and you will, I want you to understand why it exists. I want you to make your decision with full information. My decision about what? Whether to destroy me and everything I'm trying to build, or help me finish what I started. Help you, I nearly choke. I'm a prosecutor. You're an idealist who came to Seoul because you believe in justice. Real justice, not just convictions. His intensity pins me to my chair. I'm offering you the chance to be part of something bigger than a trial. Help me clean up my father's empire. Use your legal expertise to find paths I haven't seen. And when it's done, when everything is legitimate, you can walk away knowing you didn't just punish crime, you prevented it. That's not how the law works. The law works however people make it work. You know that. And what do you get out of this? His smile is soft, devastating. You, working with me instead of against me, time to finish the transition. And maybe, he reaches across the table, his hand stopping just short of mine. Maybe the chance to prove I'm not the monster you think I am. I should say no. Should stand up, walk out, arrest him on whatever I can make stick. Instead, I ask, what happened to the 3 people I accused you of murdering? His jaw tightens. They were trying to restart my father's trafficking operation. Human trafficking. Children, Chioma. I gave them a chance to walk away. They refused, so I made a choice. Execution without trial. Protection of innocence without waiting for a system that would take years and require evidence we didn't have time to gather. His voice hardens. You want to judge me for that? Fine, but don't pretend the alternative was justice. The alternative was more dead children while lawyers argued procedure. Silence falls between us. I need to think, I finally say. Think, investigate, hate me, whatever you need. He stands, clearing plates. But know this, I'm all in, Chioma. Whether you help me or destroy me, I'm done hiding who I am from you. I help him clean up. Another domestic moment that feels too comfortable, and then he walks me to the elevator. Same time tomorrow, he asks. You investigate, I feed you, we argue about morality and law. You're enjoying this. Every second, his hand comes up, tucking a curl behind my ear before I can stop him. Professional boundaries, I know, but Chioma, his voice drops. Those boundaries are going to break, we both know it. The only question is when. The elevator arrives. I step inside, turn to face him. You're wrong, I say. We'll see. The doors close on his knowing smile. And I ride down 17 floors, trying to convince myself he is wrong. Trying to ignore how badly I want him to be right. I arrive at his office the next morning with a plan, find something concrete, something undeniable, something that proves he's either the reformer he claims or the criminal I know he is. Instead, I find chaos. His assistant intercepts me at the elevator. Miss Ola, Mr. I am asked you to meet him at the Gangnam location immediately. There's been an incident. 20 minutes later, I'm standing in the lobby of one of his luxury hotels watching police process a crime scene. Woo-jin stands near the concierge desk, phone pressed to his ear, expression carved from ice. When he sees me, he ends the call and crosses over. What happened? I ask. Reminder that not everyone wants my father's empire to change. He nods toward a cordoned-off area. Someone left a message. I follow his gaze. On the pristine marble floor, written in what I really hope is red paint, blood calls for blood. The old ways return. Threat, I ask. Declaration. His jaw clenches. My father's former associates aren't happy about my business model changes. This is them announcing they're taking back control. A detective approaches, Detective Park, from my office. Mr. I.M., we'll need you to come to the station for Chioma. Park's eyes widen, seeing me. What are you doing here? Consulting, Woo-jin says smoothly before I can answer. Miss Ola has been reviewing my corporate security protocols. Given her prosecutorial experience, I thought her perspective would be valuable. It's a believable lie. Park doesn't believe it for a second. Can I speak with you? He asks me, jerking his head away from Woo-jin. We move to a quiet corner. Please tell me you're not involved with him, Park says in Korean, switching languages presumably so Woo-jin can't hear. I respond in Korean, grateful for my intensive language study. I'm investigating. You're playing with fire. This, he gestures toward the message. This is a gang war starting. IM's been systematically pushing out his father's old guard. Word is they're done being pushed. How bad is it going to get? People are going to die. Park's expression is grim. The question is whether you'll be one of them. Get out, Chioma. Whatever you think you're accomplishing here, it's not worth your life. Across the lobby, Woo-jin's phone rings again. Whatever he hears makes his expression darken further. I have to go, he says, striding toward me. Then to Park. I'll come to the station this afternoon to make a statement. Right now, I have another situation. What situation? I ask. His hand closes around my wrist, not hard, but urgent. Someone just tried to kidnap my sister. We're in his car before I can process what's happening. You have a sister, is what I manage. Half-sister, Hae-won, 23, graduate student, completely uninvolved in the family business, which is exactly why they went after her. His driver navigates Seoul traffic at dangerous speeds, while Woo-jin makes call after call in rapid Korean. Who took her? Didn't, she's safe. Her bodyguards got her out, but it was close. He finally looks at me, and what I see in his eyes is pure rage. This is what I was trying to prevent. This is why I can't just walk away or burn everything down. These people don't care about innocence. They'll hurt anyone to hurt me. Where are we going? Safe house. I need to see her, make sure she's okay. Woo-jin, if someone just attempted a kidnapping, you should be coordinating with the police, not. The police can't protect her. His voice is flat. Half of them are on my family's payroll, and I don't know which half. The only people I trust are the ones I pay very, very well to keep my sister alive. We pull up to a nondescript building in Itaewon. Armed security checks us at 3 different points before we're allowed into a penthouse apartment where a young woman sits on a couch, clearly shaken, but unharmed. "Oppa," she breathes when she sees Woo-jin, and he crosses to her immediately, pulling her into his arms. The Korean flows too fast for me to follow, but I catch enough. "I'm sorry, I should have been more careful. Are you hurt? Who were they?" Watching him with her, gentle, protective, completely different from the controlled businessman or dangerous criminal, cracks something in my chest. This is real. Whatever else he is, this is real. Eventually, Hae-won notices me. "Who's she?" she asks in English, studying me with sharp, intelligent eyes. "Chioma Ola," I introduce myself. "I'm working with your brother." "The prosecutor trying to send him to prison." Hae-won's smile is wry. "I read the news, Oppa. You're losing your touch." "Hae-won," Woo-jin warns. "What? She is. And now she's here, which means either you've completely lost your mind or..." Her eyes widen. Oh no, you actually like her." "I'm right here," I point out. "Good, maybe you can talk sense into him." Hae-won turns to me fully. "Has he given you the whole I'm trying to reform the family business speech?" Hae-won. "Because it's true, you know. Our father was a monster. A real one, not the kind you prosecute, the kind who hurt his own family to maintain control. When he died, Woo-jin could have continued that legacy. Instead, he's trying to burn it down from the inside." She grabs her brother's hand. "Which is apparently going to get us all killed." "No one is dying," Woo-jin says firmly. "They just tried to kidnap me." "And failed, and won't get another chance." He stands, pulling out his phone again. "I'm moving you to the Jeju Island property, full security team. You'll finish your semester remotely." "Oppa, I can't just disappear." "Watch me make it happen." He's already dialing. "Argue all you want. You're on a plane in 3 hours." Hae-won looks at me helplessly. "See what I deal with." Despite everything, I smile. He's protective. "He's impossible," but her voice is fond. "And he's going to get himself killed trying to save everyone." "Not if I can help it," I say, surprising myself. Both of them look at me. "I mean," I stumble over the implication. "I'm still investigating, still gathering evidence, but if there are people actively trying to hurt him, that impacts my case. I can't prosecute a dead man." It's a weak justification, and we all know it. Woo-jin's eyes on me are intense, searching. "Thank you," he says quietly. Hours later, after Hae-won is safely on a plane to Jeju Island with enough security to guard a head of state, we're back in his car. "Your place or mine?" he asks. "What?" "You're exhausted. I'm exhausted. We both need sleep, and I need to know you're safe." "Safe from what?" "From whoever just made a move against my family. They know about you, Chioma. They know you're investigating me, which means they might see you as a threat, or," his expression darkens, "they might see you as leverage." "You think they'd come after me?" "I think I'm not taking chances." His hand finds mine in the darkness of the car, fingers lacing together. "Stay with me tonight, please, just to sleep, I swear. But let me know you're protected." I should say no. Should go home alone, maintain independence, keep boundaries intact. Instead, I squeeze his hand. Your place, but separate rooms. Deal. We don't speak the rest of the drive. But we don't let go either. His penthouse feels different at night, softer, more intimate. He shows me to a guest room that's bigger than my entire apartment, provides fresh towels and a t-shirt to sleep in, and then hovers in the doorway like he's afraid to leave. I'm sorry, he finally says. For what? For dragging you into this, for putting you in danger, he runs a hand through his hair, frustrated, for being exactly what you thought I was. A criminal. A complication. His smile is tired. You came to Seoul for justice. You shouldn't have to choose between your principles and your safety. Who says I'm choosing? Chioma. I cross to him, stopping just inside his reach. Your sister was right. You are trying to reform everything. I saw it today, the way you protected her, the way your people look at you, the fact that someone is willing to start a war to stop your changes. That's not the behavior of a comfortable crime lord. It's also not legal. No, but it's not what I expected. I take a breath. I'm not saying I'm on your side. I'm not saying I won't prosecute you if I find sufficient evidence of ongoing crimes. But I am saying, the words feel dangerous, irrevocable. I'm saying I want to understand, really understand, before I make my final decision. Hope flares in his eyes. Yeah. I step back before I can do something stupid like touch him. Now go, let me sleep. Tomorrow I'm digging into your father's old operations versus your current ones. And Woo-jin. Yes. If I find out you've been lying about any of this, I will destroy you. His smile is real, warm, devastating. I wouldn't expect anything less. He closes the door softly. I change into his t-shirt, which smells like him, woodsy and clean, and climb into the most comfortable bed I've ever encountered. And lie awake for hours, wondering when exactly I started believing him. Wondering when exactly I started wanting to. I said I hated him, but my body betrayed me. I wake to the smell of coffee and something sweet baking. For a disoriented moment, I forget where I am. Then memory crashes back, Im Woo-jin's penthouse, his sister's attempted kidnapping, the choice I made to stay here instead of maintaining professional distance. The choice I keep making. I find him in the kitchen again, this time making what looks like French toast. He's already dressed for work, charcoal suit, crisp white shirt, but no tie yet. The morning light catches in his dark hair, and I have to physically stop myself from crossing the room and running my fingers through it. You didn't have to cook, I say from the doorway. He turns, and his smile is warm enough to melt steel. Good morning to you too. And yes, I did. You barely ate yesterday, and I'm not sending you off to destroy my life on an empty stomach. Very thoughtful of you. I'm a thoughtful criminal. He plates the French toast, adds fresh berries and a dusting of powdered sugar. Coffee's ready. How'd you sleep? Better than I should have. I accept the plate, acutely aware that we're doing it again, this domestic dance that feels too natural, too right. You. Barely. His expression darkens. Spent most of the night making sure Haewon's security detail was airtight and trying to figure out which of my father's old associates is making the power play. Any leads? 3 possibilities. All of them dangerous enough that I'm having you driven to and from the office by my personal security team until this is resolved. Woo-jin, I don't need. Yes, you do. He moves closer, and I can see the exhaustion in his eyes, the tension in his shoulders. They threatened my sister yesterday. If they think you matter to me. He stops himself, jaw clenching. Do I? The question slips out before I can stop it. Matter to you? The silence stretches between us, charged and dangerous. Yes, he finally says, voice rough. More than is smart, more than I can afford. But yes, Chioma, you matter. My heart stutters. We should eat, I manage, before the food gets cold. Right, food. But he doesn't move, just keeps looking at me like I'm a puzzle he's desperate to solve. I'm saved by his phone ringing. He answers in Korean, his expression shifting from soft to hard in seconds. The conversation is brief, tense. When he hangs up, he's all business again. My head of security found something. Video footage from the hotel where they left the message. He's already moving toward his home office. Come look at this. I follow, French toast forgotten. The video shows the hotel lobby at 3 a.m. A figure in black moves through the frame, careful, deliberate, clearly familiar with camera placement. They crouch near the center of the lobby floor, and even in grainy security footage, I can see them painting the threatening message. Can you enhance the image? I ask. Get a clear shot of their face. Already tried. They knew where every camera was, kept their head down the entire time. Woo-jin fast forwards. But watch this. The figure finishes the message and stands. For just a moment, barely a second, they look directly at one of the cameras. The angle is wrong for facial recognition, but something about their posture, the tilt of their head, makes Woo-jin freeze the frame. You know them, I realize. I think so, that stance, the way they moved. He zooms in on the figure's hands. See that ring? Fourth finger, right hand. I squint at the pixelated image. There's definitely something there. A large ring, distinctive even in the poor quality footage. My father gave those rings to his inner circle. 7 men who ran his most profitable operations. When I started transitioning the business, I bought most of them out, but 3 refused. His voice is ice. 3 men who have been quietly building their own operation, waiting for the right moment to take back what they think is theirs. And the ring identifies which one. Narrows it down. Only one of the 3 wore his on that hand. Woo-jin pulls up a file on his computer. Choi Tae-min ran my father's arms trafficking routes through Southeast Asia. Violent, connected, and absolutely furious that I shut down his revenue stream. The photo shows a man in his 50s, sharp-eyed and dangerous-looking even in a corporate headshot. If he's making a move, he won't stop with threats, Woo-jin continues. He'll go after everything I've built, everyone I care about, until I either give him back control or he destroys me completely. Then we need to find evidence linking him to the threats and the attempted kidnapping. Get him arrested before he escalates. With what? This footage won't hold up in court. You can't even see his face clearly. And Choi is too smart to leave evidence lying around. Woo-jin's frustration is palpable. He's been operating in the shadows for 30 years. If traditional law enforcement could touch him, they would have already. So what are you going to do? He looks at me, and something in his eyes makes my breath catch. I'm going to handle it the way my father would have. Find him, eliminate the threat, send a message to anyone else thinking about challenging me. You mean kill him? I mean protect my family and everything I've worked for. His voice is hard. This is what I was trying to tell you, Chioma. This is the reality of my world. Sometimes the law isn't enough. Sometimes the only way to stop monsters is to become one. I should argue, should remind him about due process, about justice, about all the principles I've built my career on. Instead, I ask, what if there was another way? There isn't. What if I could build a legal case against him? Use my access to your files, cross-reference with what I can pull from official channels. If Choi's been operating for 30 years, he's left traces. We just need to find them. Woo-jin stares at me. You do that, help me. I'd be doing my job, prosecuting criminals. I meet his gaze steadily. That's what you hired me for, isn't it? To see if your empire can withstand legal scrutiny. Well, let's find out if Choi's can. A slow smile spreads across his face. You're terrifying when you're determined, you know that. I've been told. I turn back to the computer. Send me everything you have on Choi. Financial records, property holdings, known associates, travel records, everything. I'll start cross-referencing. Chioma, he catches my hand before I can pull away. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. I haven't found anything. Not for that. His thumb brushes across my knuckles. For seeing another option. For, he stops, seeming to struggle with words. For making me want to be better than my worst instincts. The moment stretches between us, heavy with everything we're not saying. Then his phone rings again, shattering the intimacy. "It's my office," he says, checking the screen. "I need to take this." I nod, pulling my hand free even though everything in me wants to hold on. While he takes the call, I gather the files he's pulled up and transfer them to my tablet. Hours of work ahead, and I should get started. But I can't stop thinking about the way he looked at me just now. Like I'm not his enemy. Like I might be his salvation. 3 days pass in a blur of investigation and growing danger. I work from Woo-jin's office, surrounded by his security team, diving deep into Choi Tae-min's history. What I find is chilling, a paper trail of violence hidden behind legitimate businesses. Shell companies in 6 countries, property purchases that coincide with major arms deals, financial transactions that scream money laundering but are just clean enough to avoid prosecution. Almost clean enough. Because Choi got sloppy in 2019. A series of transfers through a Hong Kong account, probably meant to be hidden in the chaos of political protests. But the timing is off by 3 days. Just enough that when I cross-reference with Interpol's database of flagged transactions, a pattern emerges. "I found something," I tell Woo-jin on the 3rd evening. We're in his penthouse again. I've been staying here every night, telling myself it's for safety, ignoring how natural it feels to come home to him. He looks up from his laptop, immediately focused. "Show me." I spread out my findings on the dining table. Choi's been moving money through Hong Kong, using the protests as cover. But he made a mistake, used the same routing numbers 3 times in 1 week. That kind of repetition creates a pattern, and patterns can be traced. Woo-jin studies the documents, his expression intense. This links him to arms purchases in Myanmar, and human trafficking routes through Thailand, and drug distribution in the Philippines. I pull up more files. If I can get cooperation from international authorities, I can build a RICO case that puts him away for the rest of his life. That'll take months, maybe years. Yes, but it's legal, and it's permanent. I meet his eyes. No more waiting for the next threat, no more looking over your shoulder, just him in prison where he belongs. Woo-jin is quiet for a long moment, studying the evidence with an expression I can't quite read. "You did all this in 3 days, he finally says. "I'm very motivated. Because you want to put me in prison next. Because I don't want you to become a murderer to stop him." The confession comes out raw, honest. Because maybe, I stop myself, but he's already moving closer. Maybe what? Maybe I'm starting to believe you, about wanting to change things, about trying to be better than your father. I gesture at the files. This is the proof, isn't it, that there's another way. He reaches out, cupping my face with a gentleness that steals my breath. "You're remarkable." "I'm a prosecutor doing my job." "You're a woman who saw a path I couldn't see, who chose to help instead of condemn. Who?" His thumb brushes my cheek. "Who makes me want to be worthy of her faith?" "Woo-jin." I know, professional boundaries, but he doesn't move away. "Except I can't stop thinking about you, can't focus on anything else when you're near, can't remember why I'm supposed to keep my distance when all I want is." "Don't," I whisper, but I'm leaning into his touch. "Don't what?" "Don't tell you that you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, that watching you work is like watching art, that every moment we spend pretending this isn't happening is torture." "We can't." "Why not?" His other hand settles on my waist, and I should move away, but I'm frozen. "Give me one good reason why we can't have this." "Because you're a criminal." "I'm a man trying to change." "Because I'm prosecuting you." "You're helping me." "Because this is insane and reckless and you feel it too." He pulls me closer until we're chest to chest, his heart pounding against mine. "Tell me you don't think about what would have happened if we'd met differently. If I wasn't who I am and you weren't who you are. Tell me you don't wonder what we could be." I can't. Can't lie when he's this close, when his eyes are burning into mine, when every nerve in my body is screaming for me to close the distance between us. "This is a mistake," I breathe. "Probably." His smile is crooked, devastating. "But I'm done fighting it. Done pretending I don't want you so badly it physically hurts. Done acting like you're not the only person who's ever made me want to be better. Woo-jin. He kisses me. Finally, after days of tension and denial and magnetic pull, his lips meet mine, and the world catches fire. It's not gentle, not tentative. It's desperate and claiming and absolutely inevitable, his hand tangling in my hair, my fingers fisting in his shirt, both of us trying to get closer, deeper, more. I should stop this. Should push him away. Should remember every reason this is wrong. Instead, I kiss him back like I'm drowning and he's air. He tastes like coffee and danger and something uniquely him that I know I'll never get enough of. His hands are everywhere. My face, my hair, my waist, my hips. Like he can't decide where he wants to touch me most, like he wants all of me at once. I break away gasping. This doesn't change anything. Liar, he kisses down my neck and my knees actually buckle. This changes everything. I'm still investigating you. Good. His teeth graze my pulse point and I bite back a moan. I want you to know every part of me, every crime, every choice, every dark corner of my life, and then I want you to choose me anyway. That's not how this works. He captures my mouth again, and coherent thought becomes impossible. We're moving. I don't know who's leading, until my back hits the wall and he's pressed against me, all hard muscle and desperate need. Tell me to stop, he murmurs against my lips. Tell me you don't want this and I'll walk away right now. I should. I absolutely should. Instead, I pull him closer and whisper, don't stop. His control shatters. The kiss turns consuming, possessive, overwhelming. His hands slide under my blouse, hot against my skin, and I arch into his touch. Every place we connect feels like fire, like coming home, like something I've been searching for my entire life without knowing it. Chioma, my name is a prayer, a curse, a plea. Tell me you feel this. I feel it. The admission costs me, but it's the truth. I hate that I feel it, but I do. Hate me all you want. He kisses along my jaw, down my throat. As long as you don't stop. We're tearing at each other's clothes now. His shirt unbuttoned, my blouse somewhere on the floor, skin against skin that feels like salvation and damnation all at once. Bedroom, I manage, if we're doing this. We're doing this. He lifts me easily, my legs wrapping around his waist, and carries me down the hall while I kiss every inch of him I can reach. His bedroom is all dark wood and floor-to-ceiling windows, showcasing the Seoul skyline. He sets me down on the edge of the bed with surprising gentleness, then just stands there looking at me. What? I ask, suddenly self-conscious. You, his voice is rough. You're so beautiful it actually hurts to look at you. Woo-jin. And you're here, in my bed, looking at me like... He stops, shaking his head. I need you to be sure, because once this happens, I won't be able to let you go. It's a warning and a promise. I should heed it. Should remember all the reasons this is catastrophic for my career, my principles, my entire life plan. Instead, I reach for him, I'm sure. He comes to me like a man starving, and I welcome him like I've been waiting my whole life for this moment. His hands worship every curve, every inch of skin, learning me like I'm something precious. When he finally strips away the last barriers between us, I should feel vulnerable, exposed. Instead, I feel powerful. Because this dangerous, controlled man is trembling as he touches me. Because his breath catches when I trace the muscles of his chest. Because when our eyes meet, I see the same overwhelming need reflected back at me. Are you sure? He asks one more time, poised above me, barely holding back. Instead of answering with words, I pull him down into a kiss that leaves no doubt. He enters me slowly, carefully, watching my face like he's memorizing every expression. The stretch, the fullness, the overwhelming sensation of him inside me makes me gasp. Okay, he breathes. More than okay. I wrap my legs around him, pulling him deeper. Don't hold back. Something in his expression shifts, from careful to claiming, from gentle to possessive. Mine, he growls against my neck as he starts to move. Say it. Woo-jin, say you're mine. His rhythm is devastating, perfect, exactly what I need. Even if it's just for tonight, even if you hate me tomorrow, right now. You're mine. Yes, the word tears out of me. Yours. He makes a sound, triumph and relief and desperate need. And then there are no more words, just sensation and heat and the feeling of flying apart in his arms. When I shatter, he's right there with me, my name on his lips like a benediction. After, we lie tangled together, hearts still racing, the city lights painting patterns across his ceiling. I should regret this, I say quietly. His arm tightens around me, but you don't. No, I turn to face him, but I don't know what it means. I'm still a prosecutor, you're still. A criminal, I know. He brushes a curl from my face. But I'm also just a man who's completely undone by you, who wants to be worthy of you, who'll spend every day proving that you didn't make a mistake trusting me. This doesn't mean I trust you. His smile is soft. Liar, you wouldn't be here if you didn't. He's right, and we both know it. I've crossed a line I can never uncross. The question is whether it's the worst mistake of my life or the beginning of something I didn't know I needed. I wake alone. For a moment, panic flares. Was last night a mistake? Did he regret it? Did I? Then I smell coffee and hear him moving in the kitchen, and something in my chest unclenches. I find one of his shirts, the white one from last night, and pull it on before padding out to find him. He's at the stove again, this time making what looks like a traditional Korean breakfast. When he sees me in his shirt, his eyes darken with heat. Good morning, he says, voice rough. Morning. I'm suddenly shy, which is ridiculous given what we did last night. He crosses to me, cups my face, and kisses me, slow and thorough and claiming. Sleep well. Eventually, I can feel myself blushing. You. Best sleep I've had in years. He grins. Turns out having you in my bed is better than any sleeping pill. Smooth talker. Only with you. He kisses me again, then reluctantly pulls away. Eat, we have a situation. The shift from intimate to business is jarring. What kind of situation? Choi knows we're building a case against him. Woo-jin's expression is grim. Someone leaked information. He's making his move today, going after one of my legitimate businesses to draw me out. Which business? The Gangnam Hotel, the same one where he left the message. He pulls up security footage on his tablet. He's planning something big. Multiple vehicles spotted in the area, known associates gathering. Whatever he's planning, it's happening soon. Then we call the police, show them what we found, and watch him slip away while they process paperwork. Woo-jin shakes his head. No, this is my chance to end this. Draw him out, get him on camera committing a crime we can't ignore, and hand him to you on a silver platter. You're talking about using yourself as bait. I'm talking about protecting what's mine. His hand finds mine, including you. Woo-jin, this is insane. If Choi is as dangerous as you say. I'll have security, backup, every advantage I can engineer. He squeezes my hand. But I need you to stay here, safe, away from whatever's about to happen. Absolutely not. Chioma, you don't get to make unilateral decisions about my safety. If you're walking into danger, I'm coming with you. As your prosecutor, I need to witness whatever crimes he commits to build the case. He stops, searching my face. What are you to me, Chioma? Because last night felt like more than just my prosecutor. The question hangs between us, heavy with implications. I don't know, I admit. This is all happening so fast. A week ago, I was trying to put you in prison. Now I gesture helplessly. Falling for me. His smile is hopeful, vulnerable. Completely losing my mind, I correct. But yes, maybe, I don't know. He kisses me again, soft this time, sweet. Then let me keep you safe while you figure it out. No, I pull back. We do this together or I walk away right now and you face whatever Choi's planning alone. We stare at each other, neither willing to back down. You're impossible, he finally says. I've been told. I cross my arms. So what's it going to be? Partners, or do I start building my case against you again? His laugh is surprised, genuine. Partners, but you do exactly what I say when things get dangerous. I'll consider your suggestions. Chioma. Best offer you're getting. I grabbed the coffee he poured. Now tell me the plan. The plan, as it turns out, is to give Choi exactly what he wants. Woo-jin, exposed and vulnerable. We arrive at the Gangnam Hotel 2 hours before Choi's expected move. Woo-jin's security team is already in place, concealed but ready. I'm wearing a wire, recording everything for the case we're building. He'll come for me personally, Woo-jin explains as we ride the elevator to the penthouse suite he keeps here. Choi's ego won't allow anything else. He needs to beat me face to face to prove he's worthy of leading my father's empire. And if he just shoots you instead of monologuing, then you'll have evidence of murder and my security will take him down. His smile is grim. Either way, he's finished. The suite is opulent, all luxury and power. Woo-jin positions me near the bedroom, behind a partially closed door where I can see and record but remain hidden. No matter what happens, he says, gripping my shoulders, you stay here, don't come out, don't try to help. Just record everything and stay safe. Woo-jin. Promise me. His intensity is almost frightening. I can handle Choi. I can't handle you getting hurt. Promise me you'll stay hidden. I want to argue. Want to remind him I'm not helpless, that I've faced dangerous criminals before. But the fear in his eyes stops me. I promise, I lie. He knows I'm lying, but he kisses me anyway, desperate and claiming and terrified. When this is over, he murmurs against my lips, we're having a serious conversation about your definition of staying safe. Looking forward to it. One more kiss, and then he's gone, taking his position in the center of the suite's living room. We wait. Choi arrives exactly on schedule. The door slams open and 4 men enter, guns drawn, professional. Choi himself comes last, and seeing him in person, I understand why Woo-jin's father trusted him. There's intelligence in those eyes, ruthlessness in the set of his jaw. Woo-jin. Choi's Korean is rapid, but I understand enough. You've become predictable. I expected more from Im's son. And I expected you to be smarter than this. Woo-jin's voice is calm, controlled. Coming after me directly, that's amateur hour team-in. Is it, or is it exactly what you wanted? Choi circles him like a predator. You think I don't know you've been building a case, that you've enlisted that foreign prosecutor to try to put me away legally? My blood runs cold. He knows about me. Chioma Ola, Choi continues, and I can hear the smile in his voice. Beautiful woman, talented prosecutor, completely out of her depth. He pauses. Where is she, by the way, in the bedroom? Should we invite her to join us? Woo-jin's expression doesn't change, but I can see the tension in his shoulders. Leave her out of this. Why? She's part of it now. The moment you involved her in our world, she became a player, and players sometimes get hurt. In the hidden earpiece I'm wearing, I hear Woo-jin's head of security whisper, teams in position. Say the word and we take them. But Woo-jin needs Choi to confess, to incriminate himself on the recording I'm making. What do you want, team in? What I've always wanted. Control of the empire your father built. The empire you're destroying with your ridiculous legitimacy crusade. Choi stops in front of Woo-jin. Your father understood power. Understood that some of us are meant to rule through fear, not board meetings and hotel acquisitions. My father was a monster who hurt everyone who loved him. Your father was a king, Choi's voice rises, and you're a weak boy playing at reform. Well, no more. I'm taking back what should have been mine. Starting with this hotel, your legitimate businesses, your clean reputation. He leans closer. And then I'm taking that prosecutor and making sure she understands what happens to people who interfere in my business. That's it. That's the threat we need on tape. But before Woo-jin can signal his security team, Choi pulls a gun. On your knees, he orders. Woo-jin doesn't move. You won't shoot me. Not here, not like this. Too many witnesses, too much evidence. Won't I? Choi's smile is chilling. See, I've learned from your methods. This hotel is about to have a terrible gas leak, an explosion, so tragic. The owner dead, his prosecutor friend dead, all evidence destroyed. And I walk away clean while his empire crumbles. A gas leak. An explosion. He's going to kill everyone in this hotel. I should stay hidden like I promised. Should let Woo-jin's security handle this. Instead, I step out from the bedroom. That's a very detailed confession, Mr. Choi, I say in Korean, holding up my phone showing the recording app. All documented, all admissible, all going straight to every law enforcement agency in 3 countries. 4 guns swivel toward me instantly. Woo-jin's face goes white. Chioma. You should have stayed hidden, Miss Ola, Choi says, but there's calculation in his eyes now. He knows I've ruined his plan. Now you'll die here too. No, she won't. Woo-jin moves, fast, brutal, trained. He disarms the nearest guard in 2 seconds, uses him as a shield. Everything erupts into chaos. Woo-jin's security team bursts in from 3 directions. Gunfire, shouting. Choi's men returning fire while trying to escape. I dive back into the bedroom, but not before I see Choi grab a detonator from his jacket. If I can't have the empire, he screams, no one can. He presses the button. Nothing happens. Looking for these, Woo-jin holds up a handful of wires. You think I didn't sweep this entire building? Your explosives were disarmed hours ago. Choi's expression crumbles from triumph to rage to desperation. He aims his gun at Woo-jin. I don't think. Don't hesitate. Just grab the lamp from the bedroom nightstand and throw it with everything I have. It hits Choi's arm just as he fires. The shot goes wide, shattering the window behind Woo-jin. Security tackles Choi before he can aim again. Within seconds, it's over. Choi and his men are zip-tied on the floor, police sirens wailing in the distance. Woo-jin crosses to me in 3 strides, grabbing my shoulders. Are you hurt? Did anyone? I'm fine. I'm shaking now, adrenaline crashing. I'm fine. You promised you'd stay hidden. I lied. I show him my phone again. But I got everything. Every confession, every threat, every admission of his plans. This is enough to put him away forever. He stares at me for a long moment, expression unreadable. Then he yanks me against his chest and kisses me, desperate, relieved, furious. Never, he breathes against my lips, never do that again. Technically, I saved your life. Technically, you took 10 years off mine. But he's smiling now, holding me like he'll never let go. You're incredible and terrifying, and I'm never letting you out of my sight again. Is that a threat or a promise? Both. Detective Park bursts in with a full police team, takes one look at us standing there holding each other amid the chaos, and sighs. I'm not even going to ask, he mutters in Korean. But I catch the small smile on his face as his team begins processing the scene. 6 hours later, I'm at the prosecutor's office giving my official statement. The recording is solid. Choi's confession, his threats, his admission of planning mass murder, all documented, all admissible. Combined with the financial evidence I'd already compiled, we have enough to ensure he never sees freedom again. My boss, Chief Prosecutor Kang, listens to my account with an expression that cycles between impressed and deeply concerned. You understand this is highly irregular, he says when I finish. Working directly with Im Woo-jin, staying at his residence, being present during the confrontation. I was investigating him and uncovered a plot against one of his properties. I made the judgment call to be present to witness and document any crimes committed. While romantically involved with him. I freeze. I don't know what you. Miss Ola, Kang's look is paternal, almost kind. I've been a prosecutor for 30 years. I know what personal entanglement looks like. The question is whether it compromised your professional judgment. No, sir. Are you certain? Because Im Woo-jin is still under investigation, still suspected of numerous crimes. The fact that you helped him doesn't change that. My stomach drops. Sir. However, He leans back in his chair. You've also delivered us Choi Tae-min on a silver platter, a criminal we've been trying to touch for a decade. That counts for something. He pauses. I'm removing you from the IM investigation. Too much conflict of interest now. But Miss Ola off the record. Yes. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Violent crime in IM's territories is down 70% in 3 years. His legitimate businesses are thriving. People who used to live in fear are starting to cooperate with law enforcement. He meets my eyes. Sometimes justice isn't about punishment. Sometimes it's about transformation. Just be careful. Men like I'm don't change easily, and the ones who try often don't survive the process. I leave his office feeling unmoored. I'm no longer prosecuting Woo-jin. Which means I have no professional reason to be in his life. Which means I have to decide if I want to be there anyway. I find him at his penthouse, staring out at the city skyline with a glass of whiskey in hand. How'd it go? He asks without turning around. I've been removed from your case. Conflict of interest. Now he turns, expression carefully neutral. And they're not assigning anyone else immediately. You're no longer considered an active investigation priority. I cross to him slowly. Congratulations, you're officially boring to law enforcement. His smile is small, tentative. Is that good? That depends. On whether you were telling the truth, about wanting to change, about building something legitimate. I stop just out of reach. Because I gave up my case against you, Woo-jin. If you were lying, if this was all manipulation. It wasn't. He sets down his glass and closes the distance between us. Every word was true. I am trying to change. I do want to build something better. And Chioma, his hands frame my face. I meant everything I said about you, about us. There is no us. We barely know each other. I know you threw a lamp at a man with a gun to save my life. That was adrenaline. I know you chose to help me instead of condemn me, that you saw potential for good where everyone else just saw a criminal. His thumb brushes my cheek. I know that when I hold you, it feels like coming home. And I know I've never wanted anything in my life as much as I want the chance to prove I'm worthy of you. My resistance is crumbling. This is insane. Completely. We make no sense together. None at all. I should walk away right now. You should. His smile is soft, hopeful, but you won't. How do you know? Because you feel it too, this impossible, illogical thing between us. He pulls me closer, and you're too honest to deny it. He's right. Damn him, he's right. One condition, I say. Anything. Complete transparency. No secrets, no lies, no hiding parts of your business from me. If I'm doing this, if I'm choosing you, I need to know everything, all of it, the good and the bad. Deal, he kisses me softly. But Chioma, you should know there's a lot of bad, things I've done that you'll hate, choices I'm not proud of. I know, I kiss him back, but I'm choosing to believe you're more than your worst moments, that you're trying to be better, and I want to be part of that. Even though it's dangerous. Especially because it's dangerous. I grin. I didn't move to Seoul to play it safe, remember. His laugh is relieved, joyful. He lifts me easily, my legs wrapping around his waist. So we're doing this, he asks. Actually doing this. We're doing this. I kiss him deep and thorough. But Woo-jin. Yeah. If you ever lie to me, if you ever hide something major, if you ever betray my trust, I will destroy you. Legally, professionally, personally. Everything. Understood. Understood. His eyes are serious. And I promise you I won't. You're too important to risk. He carries me to the bedroom, and we spend the rest of the night proving to each other that this impossible thing between us is real. 3 weeks pass. 3 weeks of falling into a rhythm. Him running his empire, me consulting on legal strategies to clean it up faster. 3 weeks of dinners and conversations, and slowly learning each other in ways that have nothing to do with danger or investigation. I learn that he stress bakes at 2 a.m., that he speaks to his sister every morning without fail, that he donates anonymously to charities supporting trafficking victims, atonement, he admits, for not stopping his father's operations sooner. That he has nightmares about his childhood, about the things he witnessed, about becoming his father. And he learns about me. About growing up in Lagos as the daughter of a judge. About watching my father fight corruption and losing again and again until it broke him. About why I became a prosecutor, not just for justice, but for the belief that one person could make a difference. About my fear that I'm compromising everything I believe in by being with him. "You're not," he tells me one night as we lie tangled together. "You're holding me accountable. Making sure I follow through. That's more effective than any prison sentence. I'm enabling a criminal. You're helping someone change. There's a difference." I want to believe him. Most days I do. But then something happens that tests everything. I'm at his office, reviewing property transfers, when his head of security knocks. "Mr. Im, we have a situation." The formal tone makes both of us look up. "What kind of situation?" Woo-jin asks. "One of your father's old associates just resurfaced. He has information about Miss Ola." My blood runs cold. "What kind of information?" The security chief looks uncomfortable. "Perhaps we should discuss this privately." "Tell me," my voice is steel. "Now." He glances at Woo-jin, who nods. He claims to have evidence that Miss Ola's father was on Im's senior's payroll, that Judge Ola took bribes for years before his death. The floor drops out from under me. "That's impossible," I breathe. "My father was incorruptible. He died fighting corruption." "He died of a heart attack after a particularly contentious trial," the security chief says gently. "A trial where he ruled in favor of a company that later turned out to be one of Im's senior's fronts." No. No, this can't be true. My father was the reason I became a prosecutor, the example I've tried to live up to my entire career. If he was dirty... "Get out," I tell the security chief. "Miss Ola." "Out." He leaves quickly. I turn to Woo-jin, who's watching me with an expression I can't read. "Did you know?" My voice shakes. "Did you know about my father?" "No, I swear, Chioma. I never dug into your background beyond your professional record. Your personal history was yours. But you can find out if it's true." "It's not a question." He hesitates. "Yes." "Then do it. I need to know." "Chioma." "Do it." I'm shaking now. Everything I've built my identity on potentially crumbling. If my father was corrupt, if everything I believed about him was a lie, I need to know. Please. He crosses to me, pulls me into his arms even though I'm rigid with shock. "Okay," he says quietly. "I'll find out. But Chioma, no matter what the truth is, it doesn't change who you are. You're not responsible for your father's choices." "You don't understand. If he was dirty, then everything I've done, coming to Seoul, becoming a prosecutor, my entire crusade for justice, it's all built on a lie. Or it's built on a daughter trying to honor what she thought her father stood for. Either way, you chose your path. You chose integrity. That matters." I want to believe him. But I can't think straight, can't process this, can't. "I need space," I say, pulling away. "I need to think." "Chioma, please just find out the truth, and then give me time to deal with it." The hurt in his eyes nearly breaks me, but I can't handle this and him and everything else right now. I leave. I spend 2 days in my apartment, ignoring Woo-jin's calls, ignoring the world, staring at old photos of my father and wondering if I ever really knew him. Judge Chioma Ola. Stern, principled, uncompromising. The man who taught me that justice wasn't just a concept, it was a responsibility. The man who worked himself to death fighting corruption in Lagos courts. Or so I'd believed. On the 3rd day, there's a knock at my door. I consider not answering, but when I check the peephole, it's not Woo-jin. It's Detective Park. "You look terrible," he says in Korean when I open the door. "Thanks, that's exactly what I needed to hear." "Can I come in?" I step aside, and he enters my small apartment. probably noticing the empty wine bottles, the files scattered across every surface, the evidence of a woman spiraling. "I'm sent you," I say flatly. "Actually, no. I came because I heard something concerning at the station, and I thought you should know before you do something you'll regret." He settles on my couch uninvited. "There's a man claiming to have information about your father, trying to sell it to the highest bidder." "I know, Woo-jin's people told me." "Did they also tell you that this man, Hwang Do-yeon, is a known liar, that he's been trying to extort money from IM's organization for months?" Park pulls out a file. "I did some digging. Hwang worked for IM Senior briefly, got fired for embezzlement, and has been making up stories ever since, including this one about your father." Hope flares in my chest. "You're saying it's not true?" "I'm saying Hwang has zero credibility and zero evidence. He claims he has documents but conveniently can't produce them. He claims he personally delivered bribes to your father, but the timeline doesn't match. Hwang wasn't even in Nigeria when he says these transactions happened." Park leans forward. "Chioma, I knew your father. Not well, but our agencies coordinated on several cases. He was exactly who you think he was: stubborn, principled, impossible to corrupt. If he'd been dirty, I would have heard something." The relief is overwhelming. "Why are you telling me this?" I ask. "Why do you care?" "Because I've watched you torture yourself for 3 days over a lie told by a con artist. And because," he sighs, "because Im Woo-jin called me, asked me to investigate Hwang to find the truth, to make sure you knew it regardless of what it meant for him. He called you. Said he couldn't stand watching you hurt, that if your father really was corrupt, he'd help you deal with it, but that he suspected it was a fabrication designed to hurt you, and he wanted the truth." Park's expression softens. "He loves you, you know, really loves you. I've never seen him like this with anyone." My throat tightens. "Did he tell you to say that?" "No, I'm saying it because someone needs to." He stands. "You can keep punishing yourself for crimes your father didn't commit. Or you can go to the man who's been calling me every 6 hours to check if I've told you yet, who looks like he hasn't slept in days, who clearly can't function without you. It's only been 3 days. 3 days where you shut him out completely, where he's been trying to protect you even while you won't talk to him." Park heads for the door. "I'm not saying Im is perfect. He's done terrible things, but he's trying to change, and he genuinely cares about you. That counts for something." He leaves me with the file, full of evidence of Hwang's lies, of my father's actual record, of the truth I desperately needed. My father was exactly who I thought he was. Which means I've been punishing Woo-jin for nothing. I grab my phone. 27 missed calls, 15 text messages. The most recent from this morning: "I found the truth. Whenever you're ready to hear it, I'm here. I love you. W. I love you." He said it, in writing, after I shut him out completely. I'm dressed and out the door in 5 minutes. His penthouse is dark when I arrive. The security guard looks relieved to see me. "Miss Ola, he's been well. He'll be glad you're here." I find Woo-jin in his office, surrounded by files and documents, looking like he hasn't left his desk in days. When he sees me standing in the doorway, he goes completely still. "Chioma." "Park told me," I cross to him slowly, "about Hwang, about the investigation, about you calling him. I needed you to know the truth." His voice is rough with exhaustion. "Even if it meant you'd hate me for digging into your father's past." "I could never hate you for that." I reach him, cup his face in my hands. "But I'm sorry for shutting you out, for not trusting you to handle this with me." "You don't have to apologize." "Yes, I do." I kiss him softly. "You've been trying to show me who you are, and the first time something hard happened, I ran. That's not fair to you." His hands come up to cover mine. "You were protecting yourself. I understand that." "Maybe, but I also need to trust you, really trust you, not just with the easy things, but with the hard ones too." I take a breath. "Park said you told him you love me." Woo-jin's eyes search mine. "I did." "Did you mean it?" "Yes," no hesitation. "I know it's fast. I know we're still figuring this out. But Chioma, I've never felt like this about anyone. You make me want to be better. You make me believe I can be better. And watching you hurt these past 3 days nearly destroyed me. I love you too, I whisper. The words hang between us, terrifying and true. Yeah, his smile is tentative, hopeful. Yeah, I kiss him again, deeper this time. I love you even though you're complicated and dangerous and probably going to drive me insane. I love you because you're trying, because you're honest with me, because you called Detective Park to protect me even when I wasn't talking to you. He pulls me into his lap, holding me like I'm something precious. I'm going to spend the rest of my life proving you didn't make a mistake. The rest of your life. Too much too soon. Maybe, I thread my fingers through his hair, or maybe it's exactly right. We kiss until the rest of the world fades away, until it's just us, just this, just the impossible thing we're building together. Come to bed, he murmurs against my lips. I've barely slept since you left. Only if you promise to actually sleep. I promise, he stands, lifting me with him. After. After what? His grin is wicked. After I show you exactly how much I missed you. Hours later, we lie tangled together in his bed, the city lights painting patterns across our skin. I have something to show you, Woo-jin says quietly. If it's another business proposal, I'm too tired. It's not that. He reaches for his phone on the nightstand, pulls up a document. This is a legal framework I've been working on with a team of international lawyers, a complete restructuring of my father's empire. I take the phone, scanning the document. It's comprehensive. Plans to dissolve shell companies, divest from questionable holdings, establish transparent accounting practices, create legitimate succession plans. This would take years, I say. 3 to 5, they estimate, maybe longer. He watches my face carefully. But when it's done, everything will be legal. No more gray areas, no more wondering if I'm still my father's son. Why show me this now? Because I want you to be part of it, not just as my prosecutor turned consultant, but as my partner. Help me build something worth building. His hand covers mine on the phone. And because I want you to know I'm serious, about changing, about us, about building a future together. My throat tightens. Woo-jin. I know it's a lot to ask. I know you have your own career, your own dreams, but I can't imagine doing this without you. He takes a breath. Move in with me. I stare at him. What? Move in, officially. Stop pretending you don't already spend every night here. Stop keeping your life separate from mine like you're waiting for me to fail. His eyes are intense, vulnerable. Take a leap of faith. Build this with me. It's insane. It's too fast. It's everything I should say no to. Okay, I hear myself say. Okay. Okay, I kiss him, feeling the rightness of the decision settle into my bones. I'll move in. I'll help you rebuild. I laugh. I'll take a leap of faith. His smile is radiant. You won't regret this. I might, but I'm doing it anyway. He kisses me breathless, and we make love again. Slower this time, tender, like we're sealing a promise neither of us fully understands, yet but both of us are willing to make. Moving in happens gradually over the next 2 weeks. My clothes migrate to his closet. My books fill his shelves. My presence transforms his pristine penthouse into something warmer, lived in, ours. His staff adjusts with impressive speed. His driver starts picking me up from the prosecutor's office. His housekeeper learns how I like my coffee. His security team nods to me like I'm one of them now. And slowly, carefully, I start meeting the people who matter in his world. His sister Haewon returns from Jeju Island, eyes bright with curiosity. So you're the one who broke through his walls, she says in English, studying me over dinner at an expensive restaurant Woo-jin insisted on. I don't know about breaking through. Please, he's smiling, actually smiling. Do you know how rare that is? She leans forward conspiratorially. Our father beat the happiness out of him when he was young, taught him that showing emotion was weakness. I haven't seen him this relaxed in years. Haewon, Woo-jin warns, but there's no heat in it. What? I'm complimenting your girlfriend. You should be thanking me. Girlfriend? I repeat, testing the word. It feels simultaneously too small and too significant for what we are. What would you prefer? Haewon asks. Partner, significant other, the woman who somehow convinced my brother he's worthy of love. Haewon. I like her, I interrupt, grinning. She can stay. Haewon's laugh is delighted. I like you too. You're good for him, and you're tough enough to handle his baggage, which is significant. I'm right here, Woo-jin mutters. We know, Opa. We're talking about you, not to you. It's different. Watching them banter, seeing this softer side of him, the protective older brother who clearly adores his sister, makes me fall a little deeper. Later, as we're leaving the restaurant, Haewon hugs me goodbye. Take care of him, she whispers in Korean. He acts tough, but he's more fragile than he looks. I will, I promise. And I mean it. The business restructuring moves forward faster than expected. With my legal expertise and Woo-jin's resources, we start dismantling the criminal empire piece by piece, selling off questionable properties, severing ties with problematic associates, creating paper trails that will withstand any scrutiny. It's tedious, complicated work, but it's also hopeful. Every shell company we dissolve, every legitimate contract we establish, every transparent transaction we complete, it's proof that change is possible. Look at this, I tell Woo-jin one evening, pulling up financial reports. Your legitimate revenue is up 30% this quarter. The hotels are thriving. The import business is profitable without the illegal shipments. You're proving it can work. He studies the numbers with satisfaction. We're proving it can work. I couldn't do this without you. You could. It would just take longer. No. He pulls me into his lap, arms wrapping around my waist. I couldn't, because I'd lose motivation halfway through. You're the reason I keep going. The reason I believe this is worth the effort. I kiss him, slow and sweet. Flatterer. Honest man. His hands slide under my shirt, warm against my skin. Also a man who's been watching you work in that skirt all day and thinking very unprofessional thoughts. Is that so? Extremely unprofessional. He kisses down my neck. Want me to show you? We have 3 more contracts to review. They can wait. He stands, lifting me with him. This can't. We barely make it to the bedroom. But of course, nothing this good lasts without a challenge. 6 weeks after I move in, after everything seems to be falling into place, the other shoe drops. I'm at the prosecutor's office, consulting on an unrelated case, when Chief Prosecutor Kang calls me in. Sit, he says, his expression grave. My stomach drops. What's wrong? We received a complaint. An official complaint about your relationship with Im Woo-jin and potential conflicts of interest in how his case was handled. From who? Anonymous, but detailed. They're alleging that you deliberately sabotaged the prosecution, that you've been feeding him information, that your entire relationship is a corruption of justice. He slides a file across his desk. They're asking for an ethics investigation into you. The world tilts. Sir, I've done nothing wrong. I was removed from his case due to conflict of interest. Since then, I've only consulted on legitimate legal matters. I know, and I believe you. But Chioma, this complaint is thorough. Whoever filed it has details about your movements, your relationship, specific dates and times. This isn't just some jealous colleague. This is someone with resources and information. Choi, I breathe. Choi Taemin. Even from prison, he's still trying to hurt Woo-jin. Possibly, or someone else in Im's world who doesn't appreciate his reforms. Kang leans back. Either way, we have to investigate. It's procedure. You'll be placed on administrative leave pending the review. For how long? Weeks, maybe months. He looks genuinely sorry. I'm sorry, Chioma, but my hands are tied. If I don't investigate thoroughly, they'll accuse me of favoritism, and then we're both in trouble. I leave his office feeling numb. Everything I've worked for, my career, my reputation, my integrity, potentially destroyed because I fell in love with the wrong man. Or the right man at the wrong time. Or I don't even know anymore. Woo-jin takes the news about as well as I expect. "I'll fix this," he says immediately, packing his office like a caged animal. "I'll hire lawyers, I'll make a statement, You'll do nothing," I interrupt. "Because anything you do will just make it look worse, like you're trying to influence the investigation. So I'm supposed to just watch while they destroy your career. You're supposed to let me handle this like a professional." I grab his hands, forcing him to stop packing. "I haven't done anything wrong, Woo-jin. The investigation will prove that, but only if you don't interfere. I can't just sit back." "Yes, you can, because that's what I need from you right now. Trust that I can fight my own battles." He pulls me close, resting his forehead against mine. "I hate this." "I know, but we knew it wouldn't be easy. We knew there would be consequences." I cup his face. "This is just one more obstacle. We'll get through it." "Promise." "Promise." But even as I say it, doubt creeps in. What if the investigation finds something I didn't think was wrong, but technically violates ethics rules? What if my relationship with Woo-jin really has compromised my judgment in ways I haven't recognized? What if loving him costs me everything? The investigation drags on for 3 weeks. 3 weeks of interviews, of reviewing every case file I've touched since arriving in Seoul, of explaining my relationship with Woo-jin again and again to different officials. 3 weeks of watching my reputation get dragged through the media. Prosecutor's ethics under question. Did love corrupt justice? The Im Woo-jin case. Foreign prosecutors' alleged conflict of interest. I stop reading the articles after the first few days. They're all speculation and innuendo, but they hurt anyway. Woo-jin wants to issue statements, wants to defend me publicly, but I refuse to let him. "This is my fight," I tell him firmly. "I need to win it myself." So he fights in other ways. Flowers delivered to the apartment every day, with notes that make me cry. Home-cooked meals waiting when I return from interviews, exhausted and defeated. Back rubs and soft words and steady presence when I wake up at 3 a.m., convinced my career is over. "It's not over," he whispers in the dark. "You're too talented, too principled, they'll see that. And if they don't, then we'll figure it out together." He kisses my temple. "But Chioma, you're going to be fine. I believe that with everything I am." I want to believe him. Some days I do. Other days, I'm certain I've ruined everything. The breakthrough comes from an unexpected source. Detective Park calls me on a Tuesday afternoon, voice urgent. "I found something. Can you meet me at the station?" 20 minutes later, I'm in an interrogation room staring at surveillance footage. "This is from the prosecutor's office," Park explains. "3 months ago, right after you were removed from the IM case. Watch the timestamp." The footage shows a man I don't recognize entering the records room where case files are stored. He's there for 17 minutes before leaving with a USB drive. Who is he? Young Min-seok works in IT for the prosecutor's office. Also, as of yesterday, has a brand new car he couldn't possibly afford on his salary. Park pulls up bank records. "Someone paid him $200,000 to copy your files, all of them, including personal notes, emails, everything." My blood runs cold. Who paid him? Choi Tae-min's nephew, trying to discredit you as revenge for putting his uncle in prison. Park's smile is grim. "Which means this entire ethics investigation is based on illegally obtained information. Which means..." It gets thrown out. I finish, hope flaring for the first time in weeks. All of it. All of it. I'm taking this to Chief Prosecutor Kang now. "You should be reinstated by end of day." Relief crashes over me, so hard I have to sit down. It's over. My career is safe. My reputation will recover. Everything is. "There's one more thing," Park says carefully. "The complaint also mentions some financial transactions, gifts I allegedly gave you, a car, jewelry, expensive items that could be considered bribes. I never accepted anything like that. Woo-jin offered, but I always refused." "I know, I checked, but But you should know, he hesitates. Im did set up a trust fund in your name, $1.5 million. Did you know about that? The floor drops out again. No, I whisper. He established it 6 weeks ago, right around when you moved in. Legally, it's yours, but it's set to remain untouched unless something happens to him. Like insurance, I guess. But Chioma, Park's expression is sympathetic. You need to refuse it, publicly. Because if this comes out during the investigation, even with Young's illegal activities, it's going to look bad. I nod numbly. Woo-jin set up a trust fund. Without telling me. After I explicitly said I didn't want his money, didn't want anything that could compromise my integrity. And he did it anyway. I'm waiting in his penthouse when he gets home from work. Chioma, his smile is bright, relieved. I heard from Park the investigation is over. This is incredible news. Why didn't you tell me about the trust fund? He freezes. Park told you. Did you think he wouldn't? Did you think I'd never find out? I'm shaking with anger and hurt. After everything we talked about, after I specifically said I didn't want your money, you set up $1.5 million in my name. It's not like that. Then what is it like? Explain it to me, Woo-jin. Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you went behind my back and did exactly what I asked you not to do. It's insurance. His voice rises to match mine. In case something happens to me, in case Choi's people come after me, or someone else from my father's organization decides I'm too much of a liability, I needed to know you'd be taken care of. I don't need to be taken care of. I need to be trusted. I do trust you. No, you don't. If you trusted me, you would have told me about this. You would have asked. Instead, you made a unilateral decision about my financial future without consulting me. Because I knew you'd say no. Exactly. I throw my hands up. I would have said no because accepting that kind of money from you compromises everything I stand for. And you knew that, so you did it anyway and just hoped I'd never find out. He runs his hands through his hair, frustrated. I was trying to protect you. I don't need protection. I need a partner who respects my choices. I grab my bag. I'm staying somewhere else tonight. Chioma, don't. I need space to think about whether I can actually trust you, because right now, I don't know. The hurt in his eyes nearly breaks my resolve, but I can't stay. Can't think clearly when he's this close, when my love for him is warring with my anger at his betrayal. I leave him standing in the penthouse that stopped feeling like home the moment I learned about his secret. I crash at Detective Park's place. He has a spare room and doesn't ask too many questions. But on the second night, as we're eating takeout at his kitchen table, he finally speaks. You know he loves you, right? That's not the point. Isn't it? Park sets down his chopsticks. Look, I'm not defending what he did. Going behind your back was wrong. But Chioma, I've seen him operate for years. He's a control freak who trusts almost no one. The fact that he loves you at all is remarkable. That he's trying to change his entire life for you is unprecedented. So I should just forgive him, overlook the fact that he lied. No, you should decide if this is a deal breaker or a mistake. Park leans forward. I've been married for 15 years. You want to know the secret. It's not about finding someone who never screws up. It's about finding someone who screws up and then does the work to fix it. Someone who loves you enough to be better. You sound like a fortune cookie. I sound like a man who almost lost his wife 3 times because I was too proud to apologize. He smiles. Don't be me. If Im is worth fighting for, and I think he is, then fight. But fight together, not apart. I think about that all night. About whether I'm being principled or just scared. About whether Woo-jin's mistake is unforgivable or just human. About whether love means accepting imperfection or demanding perfection. By morning, I know what I have to do. I return to the penthouse at dawn. Woo-jin is in the kitchen. Of course he is. Making coffee with dark circles under his eyes that suggest he hasn't slept. When he sees me, hope and fear war across his face. Chioma. I'm still angry, I say without preamble. What you did was wrong. You violated my trust, and that's not okay. I know, I'm sorry. Let me finish. I take a breath. But I also understand why you did it. You're used to controlling everything, to protecting people by making decisions for them. That's how you survived your father. That's how you've run your empire. And breaking that pattern is going to take time. I want to break it. I want to be better. I know, and I want to help you. But Woo-jin, if we're going to make this work, you have to actually include me in decisions that affect me. No more secrets. No more I was protecting you justifications. We're partners or we're nothing. Partners, he agrees immediately. I swear, complete transparency from now on. Prove it, dissolve the trust fund. He doesn't hesitate. Done, I'll call my lawyers this morning. And next time you want to do something for me, something big like that, you ask first. Even if you think I'll say no, especially if you think I'll say no. I will, I promise. He moves closer cautiously, like I might run again. Chioma, I'm sorry, truly sorry. I never meant to hurt you or compromise your integrity. I can't stand the thought of you being vulnerable because of me. Then stop making me more vulnerable by keeping secrets. I close the distance between us, cup his face in my hands. I love you, but I need you to trust me to handle my own life, to make my own choices, even if those choices scare you. I can do that. His hands cover mine. I can learn to do that. Good. I kiss him softly. Because I really don't want to leave you. This is hard enough without adding more distance. He pulls me into his arms, holding me like I'm something precious he almost lost. I'll do better, he murmurs into my hair. I'll be better for you, for us. We'll do better, I correct. Together. Together. We stand there for a long time, just holding each other, rebuilding trust one moment at a time. It's not perfect, but it's real. And right now, that's enough. The ethics investigation officially closes the following week. All charges dismissed due to illegally obtained evidence. Young Min-seok is arrested for corporate espionage. Choi's nephew is brought up on conspiracy charges. Chief Prosecutor Kang personally calls to apologize for what I went through. You've been reinstated with full privileges, he says. And Chioma, I'm impressed. Most people would have crumbled under that pressure. You fought back with integrity. That's the kind of prosecutor we need. Thank you, sir. There's one more thing. He pauses. We have an opening, senior prosecutor position specializing in international organized crime. It's yours if you want it. A promotion. Recognition. Everything I've worked for. I'll need to think about it, I say carefully. Of course, take your time. But Chioma, you've earned this. Don't let anyone make you doubt that. After we hang up, I sit in my office, my reinstated office, trying to process everything. 6 months ago, I was a junior prosecutor determined to take down Im Woo-jin. Now I'm a senior prosecutor in love with him, helping him rebuild his empire legally, and somehow both of those things feel right. My phone buzzes. Dinner tonight, I'm cooking and I promise no surprises. W. I smile despite myself. What are you making? Whatever you want. I'm trying this new thing where I ask instead of assuming. Good, I want pasta, and wine, and you. Deal, I love you. I love you too. I put my phone away and get back to work, feeling lighter than I have in weeks. This is my life now. Complicated, messy, beautiful. And I wouldn't change a thing. That night, over pasta and wine in the penthouse that's become home, Woo-jin pulls out a folder. Before you panic, he says, this is me asking, not telling. I set down my wine glass. I'm listening. The restructuring is going well, better than expected, actually. At this rate, we'll be completely legitimate within 3 years instead of 5. He opens the folder. But there's one piece I can't figure out without your help. Inside are documents outlining a foundation, a massive one dedicated to helping victims of trafficking and exploitation. I want to do something meaningful with the money my father made through suffering, Woo-jin explains. Put it back into helping the people he hurt. But I don't know how to set it up properly, how to make sure it actually does good instead of just looking good on paper. I scan the documents, mind already racing with possibilities. This is brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, but you need legitimate partners, organizations already doing this work. You can't just throw money at the problem. You need expertise, community trust, cultural sensitivity. I'm already making notes in the margins. I know some people from my work in Lagos. Let me make some calls. See, this is why I need you. His smile is soft. You make me think bigger, better. We make each other better, I correct. We spend the next 2 hours planning, him outlining resources, me drafting legal frameworks, both of us building something that feels purposeful. At one point, he stops mid-sentence and just looks at me. What? I ask. I'm happy, he says it like he's surprised. Actually happy, I didn't think I knew how anymore. My throat tightens. Me too. Move in with me. Officially. Not your stuff gradually migrating, but a real decision to build a life together. I already did move in. I know, but I never actually asked if you wanted to. I'm asking now. He takes my hand. Do you want to build a life with me, Chioma, knowing it will be complicated and difficult and sometimes terrifying? Yes, no hesitation. I want all of it. Even when I screw up. Especially then, because watching you try to be better is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. He kisses me then, soft and sweet and full of promise. Later, in bed, as we're tangled together in the darkness, he whispers something in Korean. What does that mean? I ask. It means I want to marry you someday, when we're ready, when the timing is right, when I've proven I'm worthy. My heart stutters. Woo-jin. Not now, he says quickly. I'm not proposing, I'm telling you my intentions, being transparent like you asked. I want forever with you, Chioma, and I'm willing to work for it. I kiss him in answer, too overwhelmed for words. We make love slowly, tenderly, like we're sealing a promise we're not quite ready to speak aloud, but both understand perfectly. And as I fall asleep in his arms, I think about how strange life is. How the man I was supposed to destroy became the man I can't imagine living without. How justice and love aren't always opposites. How sometimes the right choice is the one that makes no logical sense, but feels absolutely perfect. Tomorrow, we'll keep working on the restructuring. We'll keep navigating the complicated reality of our relationship. We'll keep building something neither of us fully understands, yet but both of us believe in. But tonight, we're just two people who found each other against all odds. And that's more than enough. 3 months later, everything changes. Not dramatically, no explosions or betrayals or courtroom showdowns. Just slowly, steadily, like watching ice melt. The foundation launches with partnerships across 5 countries. Woo-jin's empire continues its transition. Another shell company dissolved, another legitimate contract signed, another step toward the clean future we're building together. My career flourishes. The senior prosecutor position gives me the authority to tackle cases that actually matter, to make the kind of difference I came to Seoul for in the first place. And we settle into something that feels almost normal. Mornings where he makes coffee while I steal his shirts. Evenings reviewing contracts and case files at the dining table, our work bleeding together until we can't tell where his ends and mine begins. Nights tangled together, learning each other's bodies like sacred texts. It's domestic and beautiful and terrifying, because I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. For something to go wrong. For the universe to remind us that people like us don't get happy endings. But weeks pass, then months, and nothing explodes. We're just happy. Until the morning, I wake up nauseous for the 3rd day in a row. I stare at the pregnancy test with hands that won't stop shaking. Positive. 2 lines, clear, undeniable. I'm pregnant with Im Woo-jin's child. We've been careful, mostly. But there was that weekend at his Jeju Island property when we got caught in the rain and barely made it inside before tearing each other's clothes off, and I'd forgotten to pack my pills, and we'd been so desperate for each other that careful was the last thing on our minds. Apparently, that was enough. I should tell him immediately. Should walk into the bedroom, where he's still sleeping, and show him the test, and talk about what this means. Instead, I sit on the bathroom floor, trying to breathe, trying to process. A baby. Our baby. I press a hand to my still flat stomach, and something fierce and protective surges through me. This changes everything. I tell him that night over dinner. We're at his favorite restaurant, the one where we had our first real date after I stopped pretending I wasn't falling for him. He's in the middle of telling me about a property deal that just closed when I set down my wine glass. I'm not drinking, I say. He pauses. You feeling okay? I'm pregnant. The words land like a bomb. Woo-jin goes completely still, his expression unreadable. You're pregnant, about 6 weeks based on the timeline. I took 3 tests this morning, all positive. Silence stretches between us. I can't breathe, can't read him, can't tell if this is good news or disaster. Say something, I whisper. I'm going to be a father. His voice is wonder, terror, joy all mixed together. We're going to have a baby. Yes. Holy shit. He stands abruptly, runs his hands through his hair, then crosses to me and drops to his knees beside my chair. Chioma, we're having a baby. I know it's not ideal timing. Are you kidding? His hands frame my face and his eyes are bright with unshed tears. This is perfect. You're perfect. This is, he stops, overwhelmed. Can I? It takes me a moment to understand what he's asking. Then he's placing his hand on my stomach, gentle and reverent, and I'm crying too. I love you, he breathes. Both of you, so much. I promise I'm going to be the father mine never was. I'm going to protect you, take care of you, be present for every moment. Woo-jin, I cover his hand with mine. I know you're going to be amazing. He kisses me then, desperate and claiming and full of promise. Around us, the restaurant continues its quiet hum, other diners pretending not to notice the emotional scene playing out in the corner booth. But I don't care. Because the man I love is on his knees, hand on my stomach, tears streaming down his face, and everything about this moment is absolutely perfect. The pregnancy is hell. Not physically. I'm one of the lucky ones with minimal nausea and plenty of energy. But emotionally, it's a roller coaster. Because suddenly, every decision matters more. Every threat feels more dangerous. Every uncertainty about our future becomes magnified. What if something happens to me? Woo-jin asks one night as we're lying in bed, his hand resting on my growing bump. What if someone from my father's world comes after us? What if? Stop, I cover his hand with mine. You can't live in fear. We can't raise our child in fear. But I've made so many enemies who are being systematically neutralized or converted. Your security is the best money can buy. And Woo-jin, I turn to face him. Our baby is going to grow up knowing their father is a good man, a man who made mistakes but chose to be better. That's what matters. You really believe that? I do. I kiss him softly. Now stop spiraling and help me figure out how to tell my mother. His laugh is surprised, relieved. Your mother doesn't know about us yet. I've been putting it off. She's traditional, conservative. The whole dadding a former crime boss thing might not go over well. Former alleged crime boss, he corrects with a grin. I was never convicted. That's not the defense you think it is. We spend the next hour crafting a message that somehow conveys, I'm in love with a Korean man who used to run a criminal empire but is now legitimate, and we're having a baby in a way that won't give my mother a heart attack. It doesn't work. She calls immediately, demands to speak with Woo-jin, and proceeds to interrogate him in English for 45 minutes about his intentions, his background, his financial stability, and his understanding of Nigerian marriage customs. To his credit, he handles it beautifully. Mrs. Ola, I love your daughter more than anything in this world. I know my past is complicated, but I'm working every day to be worthy of her and our child. And yes, ma'am, I fully intend to marry her properly, with your blessing, as soon as she'll have me. There's a long pause. Then my mother says, you tell my daughter I expect a proper proposal. None of this modern, casual nonsense. And I expect to be at the wedding, wherever it is. And I expect grandchild photos every single day once that baby is born. Yes, ma'am, all of that I promise. She hangs up satisfied. I stare at Woo-jin. Did you just promise my mother you'd marry me? I promised I'd propose properly. There's a difference. His smile is nervous. Unless you're saying you wouldn't want that. I'm saying you're supposed to ask me first, not my mother. I will when the time is right. He pulls me into his arms. But Chioma, I meant every word. I want to marry you. I want our baby to have both our names. I want forever with you, legally and officially and in every way that matters. Good, I kiss him, because I want that too. Yeah. We make love carefully. He's been increasingly gentle as my pregnancy progresses, terrified of hurting the baby despite my doctor's assurances that it's fine. And afterward, as we lie tangled together, I think about how far we've come. From enemies to lovers to partners to this, building a family together. It's terrifying and beautiful and absolutely right. The proposal happens on a random Tuesday. I'm 7 months pregnant, exhausted from a long day at the prosecutor's office, wearing sweatpants and one of Woo-jin's oversized shirts because none of my clothes fit anymore. I waddle into the penthouse expecting the usual, him in the kitchen, dinner almost ready, the comfortable domestic routine we've settled into. Instead, I find candles everywhere. The entire living room is lit by what must be hundreds of candles, and in the center, Woo-jin stands in a suit, looking nervous and hopeful and absolutely perfect. What is this? I ask. You told me I had to ask you first. He crosses to me, takes my hands. So I'm asking. Woo-jin, let me do this right, please. He takes a breath. Chioma Ola, you walked into my life as my enemy and became my salvation. You saw the worst parts of me and chose to believe I could be better. You challenged me, changed me, made me want to be worthy of you. Tears are already streaming down my face. I love you more than I thought it was possible to love anyone. I love your strength, your principles, your impossible stubbornness. I love how you throw lamps at armed criminals and how you steal my shirts and how you're growing our baby right now. His voice cracks. And I want to spend the rest of my life proving that you didn't make a mistake choosing me. He drops to one knee, awkwardly, because I'm so pregnant he has to angle around my bump, and pulls out a ring box. Will you marry me? Let me be your husband, your partner, your family. Let me give our child my name and my love and my commitment to always be better for both of you. I can barely see him through tears. You're sure? Because once we do this, there's no going back. You're stuck with me forever. That's the plan. His smile is radiant. So what do you say, prosecutor? Will you marry this reformed criminal and make him the happiest man alive? Yes, I pull him up, not easy given my size and his position. Yes, I'll marry you, obviously. He kisses me breathless, then slides the ring on my finger. It's perfect, simple, elegant, a sapphire surrounded by diamonds. My mother's stone, he explains. The only thing of hers my father didn't destroy. I had it reset for you, something old becoming something new. His hand covers my bump. Like us. I kiss him again, and we end up on the floor surrounded by candles, laughing and crying and planning a future that once seemed impossible. When, I ask, when should we do this? Whenever you want. Tomorrow, next year, after the baby. Soon, I'm suddenly certain. Before the baby comes, I want them to be born into a family that's already complete, official, ours. Soon then, he grins, I'll start planning, small or big. Small, just people we love, just us and our family and the future we're building. Perfect. We stay there for hours, making plans, dreaming about what comes next, falling more in love with every word. And when we finally move to the bedroom, the love we make is slow and reverent and full of promises we both intend to keep. We get married 4 weeks later. It's a small ceremony at a private villa in Jeju Island, just 30 people. My mother flies in from Lagos. Woo-jin's sister serves as maid of honor. Detective Park stands up as one of Woo-jin's groomsmen, which makes me cry because it means we've all come full circle. The ceremony itself is a blend of cultures, traditional Korean elements mixed with Nigerian customs, officiated in both English and Korean. When Woo-jin sees me walking down the aisle in a custom dress that accommodates my 8-month pregnant belly, he actually tears up. "You're so beautiful," he whispers when I reach him. "You're not so bad yourself." The vows we wrote ourselves are simple but devastating. "I promise to always choose you," I say, hands trembling in his. "To challenge you when you need it, support you always, and love you even when it's hard. To be your partner in building something better than what came before. To give our child the family we both wish we'd had." "I promise to be worthy of you," he says, voice rough with emotion. "To never stop trying to be better, to protect you and our child with everything I have. To be honest, present, and committed every single day. And to love you fiercely, completely, forever, the way you deserve to be loved." When the officiant says, "You may kiss your bride," Woo-jin pulls me close, carefully because of the baby, and kisses me like I'm his whole world. Because I am. And he's mine. The reception is joyful, intimate, perfect. My mother and Haewon bond immediately, already planning how they'll co-grandmother our child. Detective Park gives a speech about how he knew we'd end up together the moment he saw us fighting in that courtroom. Woo-jin's business partners, the legitimate ones, toast to new beginnings and second chances. And through it all, Woo-jin never leaves my side. His hand stays on my bump, feeling our baby kick. His eyes track me constantly, like he still can't believe this is real. His smile is brighter than I've ever seen it. "Happy?" I ask during a quiet moment on the terrace overlooking the ocean. "Happier than I thought possible." He kisses my temple. "You've given me everything I never knew I wanted. A home, a family, a reason to be better." "You gave me the same thing." I lean into him, watching the sunset paint the sky in impossible colors. Who would have thought? The prosecutor and the crime lord living happily ever after. "Reformed crime lord," he corrects. "Semantics." His laugh rumbles through his chest. "I love you, Mrs. I am." The name still sounds foreign, thrilling. "I love you too." We stay there until the sun fully sets, just holding each other, feeling our baby move between us, building dreams in the gathering dark. Our daughter is born 3 weeks later. Labor is long and brutal, and absolutely terrifying. Woo-jin never leaves my side, holds my hand through every contraction, breathes with me through every push, cries when the doctor finally places our screaming baby girl on my chest. "She's perfect," he breathes, touching her tiny hand with reverent fingers. "She's absolutely perfect." She is. 10 fingers, 10 toes, a shock of black hair and her father's eyes. We name her Naomi Adiz I am. Naomi, pleasant, beautiful. Adiz, princess, daughter of a king. Both names meaning something precious, chosen with care. Watching Woo-jin hold her for the first time breaks something open in my chest. He's so gentle, so careful, looking at her like she's made of glass and starlight. "Hi, baby girl," he whispers. "I'm your Appa, and I'm going to protect you forever, I promise." She wraps her tiny hand around his finger, and his tears fall freely. "I'm going to be so much better than my father," he tells her. "I'm going to show you what real love looks like, what family means, what it means to choose good even when it's hard." He looks up at me, eyes shining. "Your Iama already taught me all of that. Now we get to teach you together." I'm crying too. Hormones and love and overwhelming gratitude all tangled together. This man who was supposed to be my enemy is now my husband, the father of my child, my partner in building something beautiful from the ashes of his past. And our daughter, this tiny, perfect human, represents everything we've fought for. Proof that people can change. That love can transform. That sometimes the best endings come from the most impossible beginnings. The first few months of parenthood are chaos. Sleepless nights and endless diapers, and figuring out how to be parents when neither of us had great examples to follow. But we stumble through it together. Woo-jin takes paternity leave, something unheard of in Korean business culture, but he doesn't care. "I'm not missing this," he says firmly. "The company can survive without me for a few months. Naomi can't." He's devastatingly good at it. Changes diapers without complaint. Walks her around the penthouse at 3 a.m. when she won't sleep. Sings to her in Korean, soft lullabies his mother used to sing before she died. Watching him with her makes me fall in love all over again. This is the man he was always meant to be, gentle, present, loving. His father tried to beat it out of him, but it was there all along, waiting for the right reason to emerge. My career continues, but different now. I work from home more, take cases that matter but don't consume me, make space for this new life we're building. The senior prosecutor position gives me flexibility. Chief Prosecutor Kang is understanding. He has grandchildren now, knows what it's like to balance work and family. And Woo-jin's empire continues its transformation. 2 years ahead of schedule, every illegal operation is dissolved. Every shell company is transparent. Every business is clean. He's done it. Become the legitimate businessman he always claimed he could be. The foundation is thriving, helping hundreds of trafficking victims, providing education and support and hope. And our family is growing in other ways too. Haewon gets engaged to a kind, steady man who makes her laugh. My mother visits 3 times in Naomi's first year, completely smitten with her granddaughter. Detective Park and his wife become honorary aunt and uncle, always available for babysitting and advice. We build a village around our daughter, people who love her, protect her, show her what family really means. On Naomi's first birthday, we throw a party at the penthouse. It's loud and chaotic and perfect. Family and friends everywhere. Naomi in a ridiculous princess dress that Haewon bought, cake smashed on every surface. At one point, I find Woo-jin on the terrace, watching the celebration through the glass. "You okay?" I ask, sliding my arms around him from behind. "Yeah," he turns, pulls me close. "Just thinking about where we were a year ago, how different everything is now." "Better or worse?" "Better, so much better." He kisses me softly. "Thank you." "For what?" "For seeing me, the real me underneath everything else. For believing I could change, for giving me this." He gestures toward the party. "A family, a life worth living, everything." "You gave me the same thing," I remind him. "We built this together." "Together," he agrees. Inside, Naomi squeals with delight at something, and we both turn to look. She's surrounded by people who love her, being passed from my mother to Haewon to Detective Park's wife, each of them making her laugh. "She's going to grow up so loved," I say softly. "She is, and she'll never doubt it." Woo-jin's arms tighten around me. "She'll never wonder if she's wanted or safe or precious. She'll know every single day that she's our entire world. The childhood we both wish we'd had." Exactly. We stand there for a long time, just watching our daughter, our family, our life. And I think about the journey that brought us here. From that first moment in the courtroom, when I saw him smile and felt something shift. Through every confrontation, every revelation, every choice to trust when logic said run. Through danger and doubt, and the slow, steady work of building something real. To this. To marriage and motherhood, and a love I never saw coming, but can't imagine living without. "I have something for you," Woo-jin says suddenly. He pulls out a small box, not jewelry this time, but a key. "What's this?" "The foundation is expanding. We're opening a legal aid clinic to help trafficking victims navigate the justice system. I want you to run it." I stare at him. "Woo-jin. Part-time, flexible hours, whatever you need. But Chioma, your expertise, your passion for justice, it shouldn't be wasted just on prosecution. This clinic could help so many people, and it would be ours, our shared mission, our way of giving back." Tears prick my eyes. You're serious? Completely. Say yes. Help me build this. Yes, I kiss him hard. Yes, of course, yes. Inside, someone calls that it's time for cake, and we rejoin the party. But as I watch Woo-jin help Naomi blow out her candle, as I feel the weight of the clinic key in my pocket, as I look around at our chosen family celebrating our daughter's first year of life, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. This wasn't the life I planned. Falling for a criminal, fighting to prove his worth, building something beautiful from ashes and determination. But it's the life I got. And I wouldn't change a single moment. 2 years later, I'm at the legal aid clinic when I get the call. Chioma, Woo-jin's voice is tight. I need you to come home. My heart stops. Is Naomi okay? She's fine, everyone's fine. But there's something, just come home, please. I make it back to the penthouse in record time, my mind racing through worst-case scenarios. Instead, I find Woo-jin sitting in the living room with an older woman I don't recognize. Chioma, this is Lee Soo-jin. She worked for my father. I haven't seen her in 15 years. The woman stands, bowing respectfully. Mrs. Im, I apologize for the intrusion. What's this about? I ask. Soo-jin pulls out a file. When your husband's father died, I kept something. Documents he told me to destroy, but I couldn't. Evidence of every crime he ever committed, every person he hurt, every illegal operation he ran. She hands the file to Woo-jin. I've been waiting to see if you were like him, if you would continue his legacy. Woo-jin opens the file with shaking hands. Inside is a comprehensive record, everything his father did, documented in excruciating detail. Why now? He asks hoarsely. Because you're not him, you've proven that over and over. The legitimate businesses, the foundation, the way you're raising your daughter, you broke the cycle. Soo-jin's eyes are bright. Your father was a monster, but you're a good man, and I thought you deserved to know the full truth, to decide what to do with it. After she leaves, Woo-jin and I sit in silence, staring at the file. This could destroy what's left of my father's reputation, he finally says. Answer questions about his empire that law enforcement has been asking for decades. Bring justice to victims who never got closure. Or, I say carefully, it could drag you back into that world. Raise questions about your involvement, your knowledge. Undo everything you've built. What do you think I should do? I take his hand. I think you should do what feels right, what honors the man you've become, not the man your father was. He studies the file for a long time. Then he picks up his phone and calls Detective Park. I have something for you, evidence about my father's crimes, all of it. I want it properly documented, properly prosecuted, even if it means answering hard questions about my own involvement, even if it's difficult. He pauses, because it's the right thing to do. When he hangs up, I pull him into my arms. I'm proud of you, I whisper. I'm terrified. I know, but we'll face it together, like always. He holds me tight, together. The next 6 months are brutal. The media frenzy is intense. Questions about Woo-jin's knowledge, his potential complicity, his silence all these years. But he handles it with grace. Cooperates fully with investigators, answers every question honestly, provides additional context and evidence when needed. And slowly, the narrative shifts. From criminal son covers up father's crimes, to reformed businessman helps bring father to justice. Several cold cases get solved, victims get closure, families get answers. And Woo-jin emerges clean, not because he was perfect, but because he was honest. You could have buried that file, Detective Park tells him at the conclusion of the investigation. Could have protected your father's memory, protected yourself, but you didn't. That takes courage. It takes having something worth protecting, Woo-jin says, looking at me and Naomi. A family that deserves better than secrets and lies. The foundation's reputation actually improves after the revelation. People see it as atonement, restitution, a real commitment to change. And our family grows, stronger through the storm. On our 5th wedding anniversary, Woo-jin takes me back to Jeju Island. The same villa where we got married. The same view of the ocean. The same feeling of coming home. Naomi is with my mother for the weekend. Her first sleepover without us, which we're both anxious about. She'll be fine, Woo-jin assures me for the 100th time. Your mother raised you, didn't she? That's not the reassurance you think it is. He laughs, pulling me close as we watch the sunset from the terrace where we stood as newlyweds. 5 years, he muses. Feels like 5 minutes and 5 lifetimes all at once. I know what you mean. Any regrets? I think about it seriously. Not one, you. Only that I didn't meet you sooner. That I wasted so many years being who my father wanted instead of who I could be. You were exactly who you needed to be when we met. Any earlier, and we wouldn't have worked. True, he turns me to face him. I have something for you. Woo-jin, we said no gifts. It's not a gift, it's a promise. He pulls out a folded piece of paper. I started writing this the day after Naomi was born, and I've been adding to it ever since. I unfold the paper. It's a letter, pages of his handwriting in both Korean and English. To Chioma. 5 years ago, you walked into my courtroom and my life changed. I didn't know it then, didn't know that the prosecutor trying to destroy me would become my salvation. But you are. You saw the worst parts of me and chose to believe in the best. You challenged me to be worthy of you, to build something better, to break cycles I thought were unbreakable. Because of you, I'm a better man, a husband, a father, a human being. Our daughter will grow up knowing love because you taught me what it means. She'll grow up safe because you showed me how to protect without controlling. She'll grow up believing in justice and mercy because she'll see them embodied in her mother every single day. I can never repay what you've given me, but I can spend the rest of my life trying. I promise to never stop choosing you, to never stop working to deserve you, to never take for granted the miracle of being loved by you. I promise to be present, honest, vulnerable, everything my father wasn't. I promise to build a life with you that honors everything we've overcome to be here. And I promise to love you, fiercely, completely, forever, the way you deserve to be loved. You are my home, Chioma, my hope, my heart. And I am forever, completely, impossibly yours. Woo-jin. I'm crying by the time I finish reading. You wrote this for me. Every word. He wipes my tears gently. And I mean every word. 5 years, 50 years, forever, I'm yours, completely. I'm yours too. I kiss him through tears. Completely. We make love on the terrace as the sun sets, slow and tender, and full of 5 years' worth of love and promise and choice. And afterward, as we lie tangled together under the stars, I think about how far we've come. From enemies to everything. From impossible to inevitable. From 2 broken people trying to destroy each other to 2 whole people building something beautiful. Thank you, I whisper into the darkness. For what? For choosing to change, for letting me in, for giving me this life. Thank you for believing I could, for loving me anyway, for making me want to be worthy of it. We fall asleep like that, wrapped in each other and promises and the life we've built together. 7 years after that first day in the courtroom, I'm at the Foundation's annual gala. The event has become one of Seoul's premier charity functions, raising millions every year for trafficking victims, attended by politicians and business leaders and celebrities. Woo-jin is on stage giving a speech about the Foundation's accomplishments, about breaking cycles of violence, about choosing to be better than what came before. He's confident, articulate, completely at ease in his role as philanthropist and advocate. No trace of the dangerous criminal he once was. Naomi sits beside me in a fancy dress, swinging her legs and whispering questions about when Daddy will be done talking so they can eat dessert. She's 6 now, bright, curious, completely unaware of the complicated history that brought her parents together. To her, her father is just Appa, the man who makes her breakfast and helps with homework and takes her to taekwondo practice. The man who reads her bedtime stories and kisses her goodnight and makes her feel like the most important person in the world. Which is exactly how it should be. "Iama," she whispers, "is Appa almost done?" "Almost, baby." On stage, Woo-jin finds my eyes across the crowded ballroom and smiles. That private, intimate smile that's just for me. After all these years, it still makes my heart skip. "I want to close," he says into the microphone, "by thanking the person who made all of this possible. My wife, Chioma, runs our legal aid clinic and has personally helped hundreds of victims navigate the justice system. She's also the reason I'm standing here at all, the reason I became someone worth standing here." The crowd applauds, and I feel my face heat. She saw potential in me when no one else did. She challenged me to be better. She loved me through the hard work of becoming worthy of that love. His voice catches slightly. "And she gave me our daughter, who reminds me every day why it was all worth it." Naomi waves enthusiastically at the mention of her name, making the crowd laugh. "So Chioma," Woo-jin looks directly at me, "thank you for everything. I love you." "I love you too," I mouth back. The gala continues. More speeches, more donations, more celebration of the work we've done. But at one point, I slip out to the terrace for air. I'm standing there looking out at Seoul's skyline when Detective Park joins me. "Quite the journey," he says in Korean. That's one way to put it. "I remember when you first came to my office with that case against Im, you were so determined to take him down." Park chuckles. "Never thought you'd end up married with a kid." "Me neither. But you're happy. Happier than I ever imagined I could be." "Good." He's quiet for a moment. "You know, I've been in law enforcement for 25 years, seen a lot of criminals. Most of them don't change. They can't. But I am..." He shakes his head. "He actually did it, actually became someone different." "He was always that person underneath," I say. "He just needed permission to be it." "Maybe, or maybe he needed you." Park smiles. "Either way, you did good work. Prosecutor, I am both in the courtroom and out of it." After he leaves, I stay there a while longer, thinking about everything. About the case that brought us together, and the love that kept us together. About the man Woo-jin was, and the man he became. About the family we built, and the life we're living. About justice and mercy, and how sometimes they're the same thing. There you are. Woo-jin appears beside me, sliding his arms around my waist from behind, resting his chin on my shoulder. "Hi," I say softly. "Hi yourself. Naomi's eating her third piece of cake, by the way. Figured I should warn you." "She's your daughter. Of course she is." His laugh rumbles through his chest. "Happy." "Always," I lean back into him. "You." More than I ever thought possible, he presses a kiss to my neck. "Ready to go home?" "Almost, just taking a moment." "To do what?" "To remember." I turn in his arms to face him. "To remember that first day in the courtroom, how much I hated you." "You didn't hate me. You hated what you thought I was." "True, but my body always knew better, didn't it? Even when I was trying to destroy you, I wanted you." His smile is wicked. "I remember. The way you'd look at me in that courtroom, trying so hard to appear professional while your pulse raced every time I got close. You noticed that." "I noticed everything about you. How you bite your lip when you're thinking. How you twist your ring when you're nervous. How your breath catches when I say your name a certain way." "Woo-jin." Like that. He kisses me slowly, thoroughly, like we're not at a formal event with hundreds of people inside. "Still makes you breathless after all these years." "Still makes me want you after all these years," I correct. "Good, because I'm nowhere near done wanting you." We kiss again, and it's still fire, still magic, still the same impossible chemistry that brought us together. Inside, someone calls that they're announcing the final donation totals. We should go back. Should rejoin the party. Instead, we stand there a moment longer, holding each other, remembering the journey that brought us here. "I love you," he whispers. "My prosecutor, my wife, my everything." "I love you too," I whisper back. "My reformed criminal, my husband, my home." We walk back into the gala hand in hand. Back to our daughter and our friends and our life. Back to the impossible love story we built from ashes and determination. And I think about how sometimes the best things in life are the ones you never see coming. The ones that start with hatred and end with forever. The ones that prove love really can transform, redeem, save. This is our story. The prosecutor and the crime lord. Enemies who became everything. And I wouldn't change a single moment. Chioma Ola and Im Woo-jin's journey proves that sometimes the person we think we're meant to destroy is actually the person we're meant to save and be saved by. From that first electric moment in the courtroom to building a family and legacy together, their story reminds us that change is possible. Love can conquer even the darkest pasts, and the most beautiful endings often come from the most impossible beginnings.